So then, long-awaited Hidden Cup sort of review by Saladin here. As you can see, the date as well as when we played. So I played 7th against Tuck, which turned out to be ACCM. Played 14th against Alaric the Goth, which was Mr. Yo. Emperor in the Barrel was Dogao, 17th, and then the final obviously at 22nd. Let me also pull up the brackets here. We can look through that as well. So, where to begin? I'll show you the file. I'll talk a bit about my preparation first. So, this is pretty much the file I prepared beforehand. There's a lot of civs, but that's also because I just think there's so many good civs right now, and there's so much so many possibilities. So yeah, so my preparation was pretty much I will go through the settings, the rules and settings, check out everything in that regard, and then I will go through every single map and try to think about what civs I think can be good for that. So this is pretty much my file from when I went through every single map. Arabia obviously I knew, so I just listed down a couple of civs I think can be good there. Then I open Bay in the Age of Empires. So what I do is, I can show you, I will go to, oops, not there. No, I will go there, let's see. So I'll go here, I'll put create scenario, and then I will do 2-player, random map, and then I will, so for this it was obviously Hidden Cup, so I will do like cup, I'll generate. Then I can obviously look at the map here. Oh. Weird, I cannot use my arrow keys to move around. Then we'll go over the map, I will check what resources are, all that stuff, and then, as I said, I write down civs here after viewing the map. In this case, it was the cup, obviously, so I thought Japanese and Celts would be like, Japanese would be the far superior, and then Celts, I think Persians as well is like, I would bold Persians in general, but I always felt like I would use Persians on a different map, for example, for cup. That's why it's not in bold. But yes, that's pretty much how I'll do it, and I'll generate a few, not like this, sorry. I will generate a few different versions just to compare that if it's like different. Again, golden back, boars, stone, etc. I will generate again. Then we'll look at the map again, and so just I get a couple of different versions to see if there's any typical patterns, so to say, for the map. And like I said, after that I make my file of civs I think are good. Besides that, there were, so Arabia I was familiar with, Bay, Cross, Cup, El Dorado, Gold Rush, Hideout, Islands. All these maps I was very familiar with. The only maps I weren't familiar with would be High Tide, Ravines, and Slopes. So my preparation for this was, I didn't play any of the other maps. The only maps I played was High Tide, Ravines, and Slopes. And I played like 5 or 6 games with Nilly before the tournament began. It was pretty much just, I also talked with Nilly about like, because he knew more about like what civs were used in the qualification, etc. So I did talk with Nilly, and he gave me some feedback on which civs were mostly used on High Tide, Ravines, and Slopes. And from that point forward, I kind of just needed to play 2-3 games on each map to get an idea of how it would play out, and then take it from there. And yeah, so that was pretty much my whole preparation, kind of, before the event began. It was like 6 games with Nilly and some strategy talk with Nilly, and then just trying to, I don't think I needed to play that much. I think it was more for me about theorizing about which civs will be good on what map, and so on. Either way, I'm gonna be quite quick about this. I'm not gonna like go into detail and look like at in normal speed for these games. I will mostly fast forward. But my first match was against Tuck, which is ACCM. So, to give some feedback on what I thought during this, I went for Persians. I think Persians just super stable and strong civilization overall. And I was expecting him to go Mayans or Britons or Persians, for example, so I felt like I would be fine with that. To talk a little bit again against my opponent, I obviously didn't know exactly who he was, but I was told the server was going to be West US, which immediately puts me at thought for, okay, this is a Asian player, either a Chinese or a Vietnamese. So that's kind of already in my knowing. And before this match, I played one warm-up game on the ladder, and that was against Vivi. Vivi did play me, and I opened his stream after I was done with him, and he queued up immediately for our next game. So with that in mind, I knew, okay, Vivi is not my opponent, because that was pretty much 5 minutes before my game was supposed to start. And I know Yo was also playing, so I immediately knew that, okay, it's not gonna be Yo, it's not Vivi, which only meant it could be ACCM and Back-T. Obviously knowing that, I felt confident, because I knew I am usually very favored against both those players. And then I saw Mine's pick on Arabia, which actually I thought I was playing as Back-T. I thought I was playing against Back-T. So yeah, I went for Persians. Obviously, like I said, I think it's a super safe civ. And also, I always wanted to play around and pretend to be someone else a little bit. And like keep the viewers not knowing. So therefore, I also wanted to play just a straightforward macro game and take it from there. Okay, knowing he was mines, I was expecting a drush. I was expecting full walls. I was expecting plume dodgers. So nothing here really surprised me. And again, I just wanted to play it safe and get into a macro game. Why green, not cyan? Because green is the color of Saladin. As you can see here, I scouted. I knew he was fully walled, so I kind of knew what to expect at this point. It was just about buying time, dealing with the drush while I developed my economy, and just take it from there. So what my goal was now was just to enter a Castlage without taking damage, and good eco, and making this go to late game. Being the first game of Hidden Cup, I also wanted to win, obviously. I didn't want to take any risks. So I wanted to put myself in a winning position, and after that I wanted to start adding in some things that aren't really Viper-esque, if you can say that. Right now, if you watch this game right now, I think a lot of people would say this could be me, right? Persian pick, solid, safe, walled, macro approach. I think a lot of people would say, okay, this can be a Viper, right? So again, I wanted to try and avoid too much like split micro, too much flashy moves, too many quick walls. So there will be, I'm not sure it was in this game, but there were some games where I just, instead of quick walling my build, I actually just ran back to the town center. That was purely to try and not debate that it was me. So yeah, again, I'm gonna fast forward this game last into post-Imperial Age, so yeah. I always felt comfortable considering the circumstances in this game. I knew he was going plumes, I scouted it immediately. I knew what they were, I had 3 TCs, adding a 4th soon, I just played skirm defense. And I do some really sloppy micro actually. And that was not on purpose. So that kind of helps in giving it away a little bit. That it was me. It's the game volume fine, by the way. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. 2%. That helps. But yeah, like right now I'm in a, for my sake, I'm in a perfect position to, I feel super confident. And I don't really have any worries in this game. But this is where it all begins. My kind of I took a big shot there, obviously. And again, I didn't want to like start splitting left and right 100 times and flash a micro. So I just fell back to my economy, macro point, macro approach, all that stuff. But then again, you know me, I cannot resist. I wanted to kill some plumes. So I keep trying here a little bit. Again, took another big shot. There was a little bit of a split. I'm still trying to fight. It's not a good idea by me. I'm not taking a cost-effective trade here. So the issue here was, I was kind of giving up a hill now, which added some doubt into my mind. I was thinking, okay, I'm just going to keep map control with the skirms. But I'm giving him this hill now, so it did add some doubt to my mind, knowing that he's going to have that hill to launch every attack from. But I still felt like as long as I'm not getting smashed early imp, I will still be in a good position. They went for skirmishes but don't know how to control them. I heard that as well, and I was laughing. But yeah, I did get some good trades here. I killed some builds at the castle, I got the mangonels. So I felt good again at this point. I wish I could fast forward even more. A little bit slower still for my taste. But yeah, like right now, again, Doubt Castle here, obviously, perfect. But right now, I still think this is like, I think a lot of people could tell that it could be me, based on the playstyle so far, except some sloppy micro. But yeah. from this point, I don't like. I felt okay. I have this game. I already felt that. I didn't like. I don't think Mayans are that powerful in post-imperial anymore, and I think Persians just as the game goes on, Persian gets better and better. So I was never really in doubt here anymore. I mean, I started spreading out a little bit here. I left a knight on the gold, which turned out really good. I started adding stables on the sides. At this point, I was like, okay, who else plays Persians on Arabia? Max has done that before. He did it during NEC. So I was like, okay, let me try and be a little bit Maxy as well, which was like, I mean, I do this as well, but Max also like sends a villager to the side, drops sneaky buildings, etc. So I do that on both sides. Again, why I picked Persians? Because I was expecting mines pick from him, and I felt like Persians should be better. But yeah, again, actually the Eagles here caught me a little bit by surprise. I didn't expect him to switch to Eagles. So my immediate reaction was Cavalier upgrade, start to make hand cannoneers. Because at this point suddenly I was like, okay, I'm actually a little bit in danger here. So as you can see, hand cannoneers are queued up, Cavalier is on the way, but I think the timing was really perfect here. His armor upgrades are lacking as well. And no Eldorado too, so... I thought I was doubt after the game. That could be understandable, because again, my skirm micro wasn't really on point. All that stuff. But yeah, again, I still felt super comfortable here. So yeah, the main thing that might give me away here soon is probably... No secret, I mixed in Elite War Elephants. It's a little bit of a tell, I guess, in hindsight. When I made them, I didn't think it would be like, oh, Viper move, right? Stop clicking everything. Sorry, it's hard to not click everything. There's some more stables on the right side. Got some raids in the back. Like, I felt like I was, okay, there's no way I'm gonna lose this game. So, yeah. The elephants, yeah, I guess in hindsight, maybe they were a little bit of a tell. I don't think too many other people would add those elephants. So I do understand people saying that this could be me. I don't think too many others have this playstyle that I've showed in this game. Probably I would say Doubt, Max. Maybe Vilesk could be argued for as well. But yeah, I'm not sure. I feel the game volume is loud. I'm gonna lower it even more. Because when we're fast forwarding, there's a lot of noise. Could also be the Dogao-ish, I would say. But yeah, now I'm doing Elite War Elephants. In hindsight, yeah, it was probably a little bit of a tell. I should have avoided that. But I couldn't resist. Like I said, I felt like the game was in my control and there was nothing else to do here. So for me, this game was just about finishing it. And that means just not making any huge mistakes. And just keep making the cost-effective trade. The units that trade cost-effectively. Which in this case was mostly trash bows, skirmishers, and hussar. KD overlay on bottom left. Sorry, there we go. Apologies. Yeah, like I said, from this point on, I felt like the game was over a long time ago. It was just about finishing it. And I actually, even after this game, I was still sure I was playing Bhakti. He played well. He played, like, all things considered, he played really well. And I thought Bhakti would play this good. I'm not sure if I was expecting SCCM to perform like this. He was raiding in the back as well, so yeah. Even after this game, obviously I felt comfortable. The elephants. Good stuff. This is for the memes, but yeah. Probably shouldn't have done that if I wanted to keep my identity a secret. But yeah, I was sure I was still playing against Bhakti. So entering game 2. Because also from the draft, he picked Ravines as a home map. And I know Bhakti picked Ravines as a home map in the qualifiers. Or did he? But he played Ravines as he played Khmer on Ravines in the qualifiers. And when the Ravines came up here, he picked Khmer. And I was sure it was still Bhakti. But of course, training partner Bhakti and ACSM training partners, so I guess there was no surprise really that ACSM had the same approach. Ravines, it's very easy to wall these days. I figured I'm just gonna go for a safe Civ. I was expecting Khmer because he was picking that, like I said, in the qualifiers. So I just wanted to play a safe, solid Civ, and my approach here was pretty much just I'll go fairly fast feudal age and just do archer translation just in case he does something crazy. But I still was expecting him to go fast castle with Khmer, like he did in the qualifiers. Of course, I say like he did in the qualifiers, as if it was back T, but yeah, I was still expecting it to be back T. Yeah, he does some really nice walling here, where he walls the left side. 3 locations, which goes straight out. I don't know. It's weird, right? But yeah. If the stream is lagging, try to make sure you have low latency activated. Also, this lumber camp is weird, but he probably didn't know the woodline was that short. But then he has outpost there. Yeah, it's weird. So yeah, I just wanted to go to feudal age. I wanted to get horse color for my farms, and then transition to castle age after that. Just walling up everything, safe and secure. But again, like this game, since I felt like, okay, I'm in a really good position, I feel confident about this. I want to try and debate a little bit more with my my playstyle. I felt like I should be able to win him if I just played a solid macro game. But in this game is where I kind of tried to not, again, do too much flashy micro. Because I had a lot of opportunities here where I could do a lot of flashy micro, but I didn't. Please put the score. I can't be bothered editing the score all the time, like in my scoreboard. Do I really have to do that? Who was this? This was Ace. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Sorry. It's 1-0 for me right now. We went scored the players. Okay, well that's down there. I thought you meant the scoreboard. Okay. So yeah, again, I just wanted to transition to castle age. I knew he was up. He was making knights. I was expecting scorpions. I didn't know how fast it would hit, but I still felt fine. And I'm gonna show you soon what I mean with like not too flashy micro. Because again, based on game 1, I figured I could be... They could think I'm maxed, they could think I'm doubt, they could think I'm maybe to go. And so once I have crossbow here... One other thing to comment. T90! During the cast, you made fun of me for forgetting fletching. I was delaying fletching till castle age, so it was cheaper. And during the cast, T90 went like, oh lul, he forgot fletching. Something like that, like not lul, but obviously like, oh, he forgot fletching, like, get out of here. Yeah, Mikey, thank you for gifting a sub to Debbie. So I did a split there, obviously, I just wanted to chase him away. But I'm gonna show you now what I mean. Again, he has a village lead here, 5 village lead, but I still felt like Chinese should transition to a better post-imperial age. But you're gonna see the way I micro against the Scorps. I don't split too much, I just keep my units in angles where they trade well. And it was also one of the reasons, like, I wanted to try and hide my identity a little bit. It was Dave? You sure? Well, it was one of them. The disrespect was real. I don't think it was Dave. I don't think he cast it on day 1. So yeah, I'm just... Look, again, I'm not splitting. I'm just pulling units to the side and keeping them together. This was like... Normal Viper might do like 2-3 splits here. All that stuff. But I'm just playing it safe. Spread formation. There was a split there, but that was okay. Again, not any splitting. I'm just taking the cost-effective trade. The urge was there. I wanted to split, trust me. But I wanted to keep my identity hidden. I also looked at the score, which I have like 600-700 lead already. So I felt super confident. Even though he actually does have a villager lead here. So yeah, just healing up the crossbows, taking it safe. Didn't want to take any risks. You played on day 2. Okay, gotcha. Makes sense. And also, guys, I will answer some questions between every game. Try to keep the questions present, if that makes sense. Don't talk about matches against Hera, for example, or semifinal when we're discussing the round of 16. General questions are fine, but yeah, you know what I mean. Again here, no splitting or anything. I just ran back, kept my units together. Here I'm gonna take some good trades. Again, no splitting. I'm just like letting my units fight without dying. So it's like... Normal Viper wouldn't micro like that. This is like, I would say this is like doubt type of micro, where doubt will just spread and then fight. So I was kind of going for that. And then a little bit of forward castle. Again, probably a normal Viper would make a defensive castle, maybe here, maybe in this location in front of the TCs. But again, I felt confident. I wanted to try and be a little bit aggressive and such, more than I normally would. Again, this fight here, normally I would hit and run all the time, but I just stood there and took a fight for a long time. And again here, you can see the micro isn't really... I wouldn't say it's Viper-esque micro. It's just safe. Making sure I take decent trades, pretty much. So yeah, I'm going to Imperial Age. I have a 4 castle, 4 TCs running. I feel super confident here. I was just gonna fortify this position. I didn't really care too much about map control. I felt like a a tunnel push would have done it. Did you already discuss why you picked Chinese here? I was expecting him to go for Khmer, and I wanted a safe civ that does really well in post-Imperial Age. And Chinese ticks that box 100%. I did some gates here. I wanted to save my trebs. That could have been a tell. I regret doing those gates. I lost my trebs anyway. But yeah. Is hiding your identity gives you an advantage? Not really. It was more for the fun of the stream and such. Again here, I'm just being like super stubborn here. Which I feel like maybe Doubt, for example, would be super stubborn in this location. While I would normally more expand, just take like castles, take map control with castles on the sides. I was like, I'm just gonna keep this. This map is ravines. Another castle. Again, I would probably never do this in myself most of the time. I would not make 4 or 5 castles in the same spot. But yeah, in an attempt to hide my identity, I was trying to say. Your building placements gave it away. This, you mean? The stables? I'm not sure about that. But I still felt like firmly in control. I have the counter units, I have the better composition. I didn't think I could lose this game, so yeah. Don't do it too much, Viper. We are supposed to tell it's you if we know your playstyle. That is true, but the Hidden Cup is like... There's more aspects to it as well in terms of hiding who you are so no one knows. Again here, no flashy micro, I'm just putting my army in good positions and using formations that are efficient and make sure I take a decent trade without over microing. Again here, I'm just pulling back. I don't want to do any flashy micro. I just let them die there. Typical Doubt move. Just let them stand still and die. And the game ends. It was pretty much a straightforward macro game. Again, comfortable for me while not revealing too much. And then the last game. I'm going to jump to the second part of the last game. This last game was a drop. It was Britons against Cumans. I usually said that going straight archers is always a bad strategy because it easily gets countered by skirms. So why was it good here? Because this was not a map like Arabia where both open feudal age and there's going to be skirms. If you're going fast castle, archers is usually better. It's perfect that you tried and succeeded to hide your identity. Hidden Cup masterpiece. That was the goal. I'm going to jump into part 2, which jumps into late castle age. He did fast feudal age. He did a 2 TC feudal age boom into castle age as Cumans here. Again, I think Cumans is a good civ for hideout, but Britons, they get countered by halberdier civs with halberdier and range units. So I felt again immediately that I should win this if I just played safe. There's some quick balls here, but not too revealing. I'm just going to keep fast forwarding. He will do some raids, do some damage in town centers. We really thought Saladin was Tato, okay. I think most people mistook him for Tato at the end, yeah. I'm just guarding this relic. Again, I felt super confident about this game. I had a great position. I could tell that he was... I take forever to pick up the imp there. I did obviously lose some builds there, but I still felt fine. It was hard to get into this game again because we had a drop, right? So all the control groups and everything was gone. Yeah, I just don't think human have the late game power, so I never felt threatened here. I don't think humans are bad in general. They are a good civ. They're just very situational, and when there is free pick like this, I just think humans can be countered too easily. You don't have bracer for skirms and all that stuff. So yeah. Again, I felt like this was just about playing safe, not taking too many risks, and just ensure the victory, pretty much. Couldn't you let Debbie play one game to hide your identity? I think I would have been banned by the tournament if I did that. I did lose a castle, it was annoying, but it was fine. I felt like the game was... Even at this point, I feel like the game is over. We just have too much map control, we have too much of a better army composition, that it doesn't really matter. So the thing I threw in here in order to try and pretend that it wasn't me. Happens later. I will start mixing in Yeoman Towers. For those who don't know, the Yeoman upgrade for Britons also gives extra damage to the towers. So my idea to pretend to be Taro or Max here would be to switch into champions and start making a ton of towers. So that was pretty much my idea, to throw people a little bit off the scent for this game. Because at this point, again, I feel like the game is mine, right? I don't feel threatened anymore. So it was all about trying to debate. And here we go. Multiple towers, just safe, getting Yeoman, which I already had, getting Keep. And then mixing in champion as well, as you're gonna see soon. Start doing the supplies upgrade, and then champion to fall. So yeah, I think the towers is not also, it's not a Viper move in general. So a lot of people thought the towers was like, it could be Max, could be Taro. And that was kind of the plan, so I'm happy about that. And D-Wad Mats, thank you for the 4 months. So yeah, that pretty much brought us to the next round. Game was over at this point, and we won 3-0 in the first round. Obviously, I was happy and satisfied with my performance. I just played it safe and also was able to throw in a little bit of debating in there. So I was satisfied with that. After this, we had our next opponent. I suggested like a fairly early time, 15 GMT, I think, or 14 GMT. And he immediately jumped on that. So I thought again that this might be an Asian player. Again, the server was West US. So yeah. How should Cumans approach the unit count there? I think the best thing for Cuman is honestly to go for a full Castlage play. Once you have your Fuel Age boom and hit Castlage, I think honestly you should go 3-4 stable, full Knight, Step Lancers with siege, with battering rams, and just try to raid while you're adding 1 or 2 more town centers yourself. I think you have to do something in Castlage, because post-imperial composition for humans isn't the greatest. Yes, Emma Colado, this will go to YouTube. Go sleep, dude. Enjoy your sleep. Thanks for dropping by. Alak AOE, thank you for 7 months. So yeah, Alaric, again, this was a Chinese player I expected, or a Vietnamese player, because he server West US, and the time of that we scheduled for was like, okay, this could be an Asian player. With regard to what server you got assigned, if you were playing another EU player, couldn't you have gotten any server that would be fair, like East US or whatever? I think against European players, they would never put us on West US. There's no sense in putting 2 European players on West US, so you both play with 250 ping. So I was pretty confident they wouldn't do that. Maybe East US, where both have like 150 ping, but never West US. So again, I was pretty confident this was a Chinese player or Asian player. And honestly, the map picks, immediately I felt like, okay, this is Yo. He picked High Tide and Hideout as his home maps. So I was like, okay, this has to be Yo. And I'll show you the first game, which also why it confirmed for me that it was Yo. First off, I have a decent map here, and I get a successful lane. Puts us in a great position to begin with. Knew it was Yo from the map picks. I don't think High Tide is a map that Vivi would pick. That's why I thought it was Yo. But I wasn't 100% sure yet. I actually forgot here that I have to hit the boar twice. I actually forgot that that's how it works now. So I had to go. I lost the boar and had to go back for it. I did get 2 sheep and the boar. So obviously a successful lane there. But yeah, I'll explain why I thought it was Yo as the game goes on a little bit here. This time I went Mayans because, again, I expected it to be Vivi or Yo, and I just wanted to have a Mayan war. Because if it's Yo, I don't want to play a risky civ like Persians or anything. I was lucky here as well, I got the boar in before he took it. And I felt confidence with Mayans and Arabia against Yo and Vivi. He only scouted the boar a little bit late, so he was a little bit too late there. Prepare my walls, I wanted to go forward here. Again, forward is not something Viper does, right? But I know Yo had a forward gold. I know I lamed the boar. See a second gold as well. So I wanted to go forward here. That's also something, again, I don't think people would expect me to do. So yeah. I actually messed up my eco a little bit. I had some idle time there, which wasn't great. So my eco balance was a little bit off. But yeah. I was hoping that no one really commented on it, that I went forward. I mean, they did comment on it, but it was never like talked about who would do this, right? So the whole forward approach for me was a little bit like, it didn't accomplish exactly what I wanted it to do. Always start coughing when I'm talking a lot. So, I already feel like, okay, this is Yo. He full walled. His reaction is Yo-like. Just like calm reaction, not overreacting to anything. And building the barracks, like not rushing a tower already. He's doing an archery range. It's a calm, steady approach with like economy in mind and development of the game. It was a very calm reaction, which is why I thought immediately, okay, this has to be Yo. It wasn't Vivi, it wasn't Bacti. I think both Vivi and Bacti would have reacted differently. And the whole reaction just felt so Yo-like that I was like, already, okay, I'm pretty confident I'm against Yo now. But still, I'm fully walled, I had the boars, I have steady eco, right? I have some deer I'm collecting there. Just preparing for plume dodges myself. One ranged skirms just in case he tries some pressure. I brought the forward villagers back. Again, I just felt, I felt like I was in a super confident position and I wasn't really worried about anything. So again, for this game, I was just going to build on my playstyle in the last game. It was just macro game, safe, and you can see already I'm up to few cast age. He's not even clicked yet. And yeah, I just felt like, okay, this game is won unless I make any huge mistakes. And since I expected to be up way faster than him as well, I just dropped 2 TCs first and then the castle, instead of doing castle first and 2 TCs. Just to keep building on that economy advantage, right? I think Josh Fast Castle in general, if you can get away with it, probably is the best strategy in most circumstances. Again, I had men at arms and skirms there that was just, they didn't do anything anymore, so I figured I'll just trade them for whatever I get. And we also saw his castle go up here with our house. You see, he's adding town centers now, so we already have a 10 villager lead. Again, playstyle wise, I knew it was Yo. He just played like, he just took a macro approach. He took a safe macro route, which is like, okay, this game will be about decision making, it will be about macro, it will be about Imperial Age. I knew this was Yo because of his whole approach to this. I think a player like Vivi might have reacted differently and tried to force the issue way more. Hello Viper, thanks so much for that stream and explanation about Hidden Cup. It is so useful. I'm glad you like it. Glad you like it. How do you always decide how many tiles away from gold other towers need to place yours? I mean, it's mostly based on feeling, but in reality you could also make a count. You could count the tiles. So yeah, we're both on the way to him. He goes up a little bit earlier than me. I have 1,000 score lead. I killed his plumes out on the map. I thought there's no way I'm losing this game. I always had a lead from this point forward and it would never change. Yes, this will go to YouTube Legion. Now I knew I had an army lead because we killed his units, so I just a little bit more activity. He has full walls. But again, this was all about getting rams out, keeping the macro up with plume dodgers, all that stuff. There was never any doubt in my mind that I would lose this game, that I would win this game. And now, again, we kill all his plumes again. We're just building on the lead more and more. And it was all about getting rams out, trebs out, elite plumes, and then just pretty much finish the game. Yo should have used the restart here. I agree. I agree. Yeah. Again, there's not really too much else to say here. Again, I don't think this playstyle really gave me away. But at the same time, it was very Viper-esque, I think. That's why we also threw in the forward, right? Because I don't think a lot of people would think I would go forward. So I was hoping that would kind of pull people off the scent a little bit. But yeah. So yeah, game will end there. We have Siege Ram, we have equal lead, we have way more military. We have 84 military to 36. So, and we're also keeping this idle. So yeah, it was pretty straightforward. We got the lame off and that made us hugely successful. Why in a mine war one doesn't go skirms first and then eagles, as it completely counters the archer approach that one expects. The thing is, the plume dodgers have so much mobility, and if you mix in siege rams, the skirm's fire rate is way lower. So like imagine you both have 5 siege rams, You have plume dodgers, he has skirms. The fire rate as well will make you kill his rams so much faster, and then that just kind of snowballs out of control. Plumes aren't terrible either against skirms. Yeah, pancakes. I don't want to take too much time watching these games because it will drag on way too long, especially if we're going to go through every game. So again, I wasn't sure what civ he would pick here. I went for Persians as a safe option here. Again, I realized in this game as well, I kind of maybe gave myself away a little bit because Persians on hideout is, I guess, a lot of people know I like that. But yeah, this game, honestly, I haven't thrown a game like this in a long time. And we'll see why shortly. I wanted to like, so I was thinking, okay, if there is a small chance that this actually is Vivi, playing Spanish on hideout was not something I expected Yo to do. So I thought, okay, there actually might be a chance this is Vivi after all. And Vivi's playstyle just changed a bit since it's a tournament. So that's why I wanted to wall here already, because this is my only stone, right, inside my base. And I didn't want a tower rush coming in here without me being prepared for it. That's also why I go for the fast feudal age. It's not only because I like that approach with getting eco upgrades and such. It's also because I want to be able to defend the tower rush if possible. Yeah, he obviously goes straight to Castle Age and goes for Conk approach. Again, I think I throw this game big time. Big time, even. I was actually super frustrated about it after the game. It was just, I was sitting here just shaking my head. Like, how did I do this? I did some quick balls there to save the villager, but I know Mem had a clip where he like, oh, Viper confirmed after I quick ball a little bit here, but yeah. Did you get too greedy? I wouldn't say I got too greedy. I got too complacent. I was too confident in my position, and I didn't take enough precaution. This mining camp as well, there's not too many other people that does like traps the two villages inside and does this, so maybe this was also a little bit hint that this could be me. But yeah. So I was expecting the Conk play now, given his uptime. We won the scout war there, which was very convenient. I just wanted to go like a camel monk defense and boom behind it, because if he goes castle first into Conks, I should have a huge equal lead, which we do. As you can see, we're not going to be later than him to castle Age anyway, just like a couple, like half a minute. Again, now based on my scouting, I knew the castle was coming up obviously, but I didn't expect him to go with a forward siege workshop. He's sending a villager now. This actually I didn't expect this. And I saw he went castle first before town center. So I thought, okay, I have a huge lead here. And I was making some camels, and then I scout the siege workshop here, and then I was like, okay, time to react. Monastery, keep making camels. I actually killed one or two conks here as well with my camels, so good. We had a great start. We killed another conk. We didn't lose a single camel. We killed this villager. Isn't Skirm better than conk? Yes. In theory, Skirms trade better against conks, but he would have monastery. He would have mangonels. So I figured, okay, I'm gonna start off with camel monk defense, and then I will transition to skirms later. At least that would have been the best approach. Pro tip to hide your identity better. Miss eco upgrades before clicking up. Use TC against boar, scout less, doubt drop of buildings. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Reaper. But you can already see villager count now. I have a 12 villager lead, which obviously is huge. And he has not really accomplished anything here. So at this point I'm feeling, okay, the game is pretty much over. In my opinion, this game is over. Viewing this from a neutral point of view right now, I would say this game is over. Persian has a better late game as well, in my opinion. So, in my opinion, I had already won the game. And I thought I didn't have anything to worry about. I thought, okay, I'll be fine. I'll just add some more stables, play it safe, and take it from there. Again, this fight was good for us. This was a good fight for us. We weren't lucky with our conversions, but I was happy with fending off this pressure because we obviously have a huge villager lead. 26 villagers right now. I was expecting it to be something like this, but here again, a bit unlucky. We're not getting a conversion, and we got his mangonel though. But yeah, losing those monks was not good. He gets a conversion immediately here. I don't get a conversion again, and I lose my camels here. That was like this was the initiation of the kind of a snowball. And my reaction here was wrong. My reaction was, okay, let's just drop more stables and make more camels. I should not have done that. I should have added archery ranges earlier. I don't realize that mistake early enough. Again, he's microing really well here, Mr. Yo, and causing us a lot of trouble. Again, not a conversion, sloppy by me. But you can see I'm still not adding ranges, I'm still just going full camels. We have a 30 villager lead. This game is over in my opinion, but turns out it's not. Conquistador Snowball is real. I still don't have archery ranges, right? Skirmishes would have done so much work for me here. Again, I'm not sure why. That was really poor micro by me. I sent him 2 monks in to die. And he gets all the conversions, so camels buy a lot of time for him. And again, I have low HP camels, so he just micros. And I let them die, which was also stupid. And now I realize, wait. This can actually be tough. I drop archery ranges. I'm even on my way to imp. But this is kind of where it all starts to go out of control. Suddenly I have like 35 villagers that needs to run and relocate. He has conks on my farms. And I'm still making camels and all my camels are dying. They're being one-shot by the conks. So my skirm reaction was way too late. There's a forward castle. But even at this point right now I feel, okay, I should be fine. I just need to make skirms, stabilize, and then I'm fine. And then you see these conks, how much freaking damage they do. It's like snowballs so out of control. Couldn't you have switched to knights here? I think knights would have just died in a similar fashion as the camels. So this is kind of what I still feel like, okay, I just need to stabilize, I just need to hold. But the pressure from Yo here is really good. Keeps the conk pressure going, the mangonels. Bad skirm micro by me here, but I'm trading okay. I'm doing some damage now, finally. But it's still not enough. He's on the way to imp as well now. He's getting handcart. He has over 100 villagers now, so... And I also do this. I still feel confident in my position, right? So I'm dropping ranges, skirms, town center, siege workshop forward, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm holding on the left side, let's start putting pressure on the right side. Turns out, I go forward, I lose all my units that I'm holding with against the conks. So mangonel, my traps are exposed. Suddenly I'm like, okay, well, I don't have resources to push on the left and right side anymore. So it all kind of goes downhill again. And we can never really recover from this. Again, I go forward here, which is stupid by me. I don't know why I'm doing this. I get some kills there, obviously, but here's a really nice move from here. He separates the light cav on that side, covers his mangonel, and the skirms are trapped on the right side, so his mangonel gets the damage, right? And he snipes another treb, and I just never regain control here. And then right side, I prepare some army because I want to do some damage. But he has already prepared light cav, and with the conks and light cav, it's just a way stronger composition than light cav and skirmishers. So yeah, even at this point, it's like if I stabilize, I should be fine. But Yo is really good at keeping the pressure going. Yo is probably one of the best Imperial players in the game. You can see here his minimum amount of units, just enough to take this while keeping pressure on the left side. And at this point, it's like, I can't believe I threw this game. I cannot believe I threw it. I have a freaking 30 villager lead in Castle Age. But what I was hoping here was, I don't know what I'm doing there. What I was hoping here was, okay, I threw this game. Maybe people won't think it's me. People will be like, Viper would never throw this game. You know, things like that. That was like the small thing. I was, okay, well, at least maybe that. But yeah. You all played this game really well. Again, I still think it was a super big throw by me, just not sensing the danger fast enough. I would say that was the main issue. I didn't sense the danger, and I made the wrong transitions at the wrong times. It was a great learning experience though. Although I already kind of had this learning experience against Spanish, against Doubt on an arena, where I should have realized that skirms was the way to go. But yeah, Yo played this great, and he just kept the pressure going. I was never able to get my eco rolling and stabilize. Conks left, Conks to the right, Hussar raiding everywhere. So kudos to Yo for how he played this. I don't think I would have lost this game against anyone else, honestly. So great job to Yo here. So let's put us at a 1-1, right? I'm still shaking my head, like, how did I throw this game? That was so bad. So quite frustrating, obviously. I feel like you versus Yo would be a final had you been on different sides of seeds. Not impossible, scientist. Not impossible. Yo and Hera aren't facing too often, so it's hard to say. But Yo definitely is like... I've always rated Yo a lot. He's a super good player. Especially post-Imperial Age, he's really good. But again, I'm just like... I'm actually like... warm. You know, just my face got warm. And I'm like, "Ugh, how did I throw this game?" I wasn't pissed. It was just like, damn, this was super bad by me. It was like more frustration with how I played, rather. But yeah, I'm usually very good at just like resetting and just be fine for the next game, which I was in this scenario as well. It's just like, okay, I have a good approach for Cup. I should be fine here. I'm gonna be right back quickly, guys. I need to pee and I need to get some water because my throat is is bad. So if you're watching on YouTube, just fast forward like 2 minutes and we'll keep going. And you guys on the stream, you guys just gonna have to wait. I'll be right back quickly, guys. All right. So, auto wash hands, yes. After this game, do you think Ulrich was... I knew it was Yo 100% after this game. 100% I knew it was Yo. So right now, it's just about resetting. I'm confident in my cup strategy. Also, I won game 1 convincingly. I felt like I threw game 2 hard. So I still felt confident that I'm playing well. That was just a bad game. But yeah, my cup strategy here. This was something I just theorized about. I didn't really practice this or try this. But I thought about it and I thought, okay, most people go for a dock here. So I figured if you just do a drush, a really fast drush, you can actually kill the fishing ship with your drush. So instead of actually like using the drush to attack the woodlines or the barriers or whatnot, just use the drush to take some map control and kill the fish, because it pretty much renders his dock and his fishing ship useless. That was my whole kind of goal for this. I also wanted to do barracks before mill, which we can see here. The crocs are fixed to die at the start of the game, I don't know why. So I found his dock, I knew he was going for dock now, so I was really happy about scouting that. And the militia are all already on the way. He has collected 15 food by now. Thank you. The woman made me some tea for my throat. He has collected 15 food by now, right? And already he has invested 150 wood in the dock, and then 150 wood in fishing ships already. And the return has been 15 food so far. It's gonna be a little bit more, I assume. Yeah, dropped off there. So a little bit more, maybe 30 food, maybe 45. But still, they're idle, they're causing problems. He made a third one, and he can't really collect food. So I felt like already, I felt super confident because my strategy was working out perfectly. This hurts his eco a lot as well, right? One fishing ship down, second fishing ship down, third. So yeah, just like super happy with how this game was going, and I already felt like as long as I don't mess up now, I have this game. I also dropped my dock and make a fishing ship or two. And here on the stream, they commented about me sending 2 vills to wall here. I scouted these 2 wolves earlier. Normally you just send 1 villager to wall, right? But I scouted that there were 2 wolves. That's why I sent 2 vills. They were like, oh, he's lucky that he's sending 2 vills because there are 2 wolves. It's not luck, man. So yeah. Just also want to put that out there. I mean, we're all quarantined, so I had all the time in the world to listen to the casters. Yeah. So yeah, now I was like, okay, I've killed the fishing ship. I know what's up. I'm gonna transition to feudal age. I just gotta be ready to counter whatever he does. So I need to find out what his army choice is gonna be. I scout archery range. Now I know. Okay. This was just a confirmation for me that the timing of this range and everything, just like, okay, this game is going perfect. Yeah. Man, I was expecting him to do a fire ship just to keep control of the water. I also wanted to get some presence on that side, but first I want to secure the right side since I added my own fish here. He wastes his scout there, trying to dock here as well, but again, Celts. The reason Celts is good for this as well. First of all, the militia are faster. Secondly, the wood villagers work 15% faster. I knew that. And that's why this strategy where you like play on both sides and with the militia and all this stuff, you get away with it with a still solid economy. Why didn't you try to pressure mode militia? I wanted to have the militia on the map so I could use them to buy time or slow him down wherever it might fit. So yeah, I got a sneaky dock up here as well. I was lucky that went up because that means I could be able to maybe snipe his fishing ships again and so on. Right now it was just like, okay, this game is going perfect. I really felt confident. I felt everything was great. Actually, his demo shifter didn't get a hit because he was just running around looking for a good way to do damage and he didn't find any. So again, everything was going perfect for me here. I'm just going to keep fast forwarding right now because I don't think there's too much else to comment on. Both of us are just playing like hybrid now, a little bit on land, a little bit on water, focusing on economy and all that stuff. So yeah, but obviously I felt like I was in a great spot. I got some food eco running on the land as well, so both those are fully walled. It wasn't really anything to worry about here for me. I just felt super in control of the game, and that there wouldn't be a way for him to come back here. Why not walling in the opponent's dock like Tato and Doubt? That strategy didn't cross my mind. I wasn't. I'm not sure if. I mean, I like that strategy, but I don't like the mill in the middle. I don't agree with that. I think you can still do that strategy without making the mill. But I mean, it makes sense if you have the mill there. The villages are close to walling in the dock as well. So I understand their approach. I understand their tactic, but I personally think there is a better way of approaching it. Like, just doing a drush here, we accomplished the same thing, right? And I didn't practice with Doubt or Tato. The only guy, like I said, this before the tournament began, the only guy I played a few games with was Nilly. My strategies and everything was theorized pretty much just by myself. They take a demo shot there, but these archers and skirms had already served their purpose. Again, I have 3 theses up running, great economy on land, and he just hit Castle Age. So again, I felt like, okay, I have a huge position here, I just have to not throw. Got rid of his fishing ship, kept map control, and then it was just about bringing it to Imperial Age. Maybe do some early pressure, getting control of the water, getting control of the middle gold, and pretty much just take it from there. I'm gonna fast forward here and just keep it running through the game because it goes to Imperial Age as well. White players have 1 restart in Hidden Cup 3 because that was the rules. So your teammates hid stress from you. If I talked to them and asked them, hey guys, you want to practice, you want to share strategies, I'm sure they would have done that. I chose myself to just work for myself, so to say. But I'm like, if I asked Dauto Tato for practice, both of them would have said yes immediately. So I got a castle up on the shoreline here. He doesn't have war galleys, so I thought, okay, I will get this up no matter what, because as long as there's no galleys with range, the fire ships shouldn't be in danger as well. So you hid stress from your teammates. If they would have asked me for practice and opinion, I would have told them as well. There was no hiding going on, it was just like we didn't actually reach out to each other. Yeah, we have village lead, we have equally, we have positional advantage, we have technological advantage. And this is just, so this push I'm doing right here, this push is not here to kill him. This is simply a push to draw his attention to the bottom, while I slowly take control over the top here. Because this is where the gold is. This is the most important area, I would say, at this point. Of course, wood lines and everything on the sides is really important. But you can see I don't invest much here. It's just 3 barracks, pikeman, ram, and halberdier. This was just a push to force attention, force him to react down here. Castle coming up there is actually really fortunate timing for me, because he doesn't have tools to deal with this. And all while this push is going, which is... This is a cheap investment for me. This is very cheap for me. Just a couple of rams, a couple of halbs. At the same time, I'm doing a second castle, getting water control on top, and just controlling the game. While he has to obviously react to the bottom. So as you can see, we even get... Actually, we got way more damage here than I anticipated. I did not anticipate to take down a castle, force this much idle time, and kill villagers like this. So I was very happy with this pressure. And at the same time, obviously, we took full control on the top side. And from this point on, we have a 20 villager lead. Yes, this was Mr. Yo. And we have to make huge mistakes to lose this game. So now it's just like, okay, let's get to the right composition, which would be Onager, Siege Ram, Halberdier, maybe Champion. And it was just like, okay, again, similar situation where let's finish the game. This is game 3. Right now the score is 1-1. Again, so this is again a position where, okay, we have this game, right? There's no way I'm going to lose this game. What do? I wanted to try and throw off the scent again. So, this is not a Viper thing. Viper doesn't make towers. But Tato makes towers, Max makes towers, Veles maybe makes towers. A lot of other players makes a lot of towers. So, what do? I start mixing in towers. But not until I know that I have the game, right? So yeah, it was a good situation to start mixing in the towers again. Again, we're just keeping small. It was a fun chase there with Elephant Onager. Just keep small pressure on the sides while we just control the game. Convert a villager, try and make a tower there. Didn't work out, but okay. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. We have Siege Onager, Champion. Game's over. I don't think Indians is strong here because Indians simply don't have a late game composition that can handle the popular civs here. Popular civs are Japanese, Celts, Vikings, Persians. Indians cannot deal with those civs in late game. So if you're Indians, you have to take early lead and you have to win the game early. Yeah, I felt okay, this might debate people. This is not Viper. Viper wouldn't make these many towers. All that stuff. So yeah. That was pretty much my whole approach here. Took some shots there, but it was like, okay, whatever. I knew the game was over at this point. Got some big bada booms before he ended it, so that was nice. So, now we're gonna enter... Okay, obviously, 2-1. I'm feeling good. I felt like I should have won all 3 games. Let's enter game 4. High Tide. This was the map I was the most uncertain about. I didn't know what to play here. I played, I think, 2 or 3 games against Nilly on this map. I was not sure what civs was the best, if it was Japanese or Persians. I was not sure how this map plays out. Does this map play out as full land aggression? Is water going to be more important? I did not actually know. So this was the one biggest question mark for me regarding the maps, was High Tide. And this game was my toughest game in the whole tournament. This game was really challenging. Like mentally and decision-making wise, and we'll go through that. The tower under enemy castle gave away was you. Okay. Did you know your Travis was going to survive the demo shot? No, I did not. Why Celts? First of all, great economy with the wood bonus. Militia are faster and late game are good as well. Which civ out of those has the late game composition advantage? Celts. Yeah, I would say so. Especially if you have the gold. Safe attic is just Persians and Japanese are really good for hybrid maps. And that's pretty much why they are the most picked here. And did you know Tatis and Doubt's Celt strat at that time? No, I had no idea. We didn't practice or talk at all. I think it makes more sense for them to do it with Japanese if they want to do that strategy anyway. Hero says Japanese are 100 times better than Celts in Cup. Do you agree? No, they're not 100 times better. Maybe a little bit better, but not 100 times. All right, let's jump into this game. Again, like I said, this game was probably the toughest game for me in the tournament. I'll show you why. This was actually a really good lesson for me going forward as well for this map. Look at Yo. He finds his first 4 sheep. What does he do? He found 2 extra sheep as well. What does he do? Straightforward to lame. Straightforward to lame. And of course, he's a bit fortunate here. He's gonna find one of my scouting sheep. I already knew now he was there. And then my boar starts running, and he also finds my second sheep here. I'm trying to hide it, but he found it as well. And look at my base. I ain't got nothing. I'm already forced to take a boar because I'm out of sheep. I'm out of boar. And then he finds 2 more sheep. It was just like, what? So I was down 4 sheep and 1 boar right now. And the problem with the DE and the way this works now is you cannot really block the boar. It doesn't matter if you're here. You cannot block or do anything. Like, no matter how hard you try, he's going to get away with the boar unless he messes up big time. And look at my base. I'm eating the boar, and the boar is about to run out. So yeah, this was like, it's why is this allowed, right? But I realized here as well during this game how freaking strong laming can be on this map, which we will see later in this video. Again, he got away with those sheep, obviously. And right now, I'm out of boar. This is you never want to do this. You never want to have to make a mill at 13 pop when you want to make a dock. Being Japanese helped a lot here, obviously. But I'm freaking relying on berries for my food income. And then there's also, I got housed, I had to do loom. Actually, doing loom here didn't bother me much because I wanted to be safe with the villager anyway. But the start now was absolutely full disaster. We did manage to lame 1 boar back, but still we were 4 sheep down. It was a full disaster right now. And this, if we lose this game, obviously it's a 2-2 and we go into the final game. I don't remember what will be the final map. I'm trying to think right now. Don't remember what will be the final map. Speaking of maps, I always also picked maps that Viper wouldn't pick. Well, not wouldn't pick, but maps that Viper would always pick islands, right? I avoided islands all the way until the final because I didn't want to reveal that it was me. Also, I felt confident on the other maps anyway, so yeah. But yeah, we're pretty screwed right now. I don't really have food to click up either. I did find 2 sheep here, so that was, at least I found 2 of my sheep. So yeah. I still felt like this is gonna be such a tough game. Against Mr. Yo, being down 4 sheep and a boar. I mean, I did lame back a boar, so I wasn't down 2 boars, but it was the whole development of my game, right? See, I had idle time here to click the feudal age. The timing that I got my second boar was just off. I had to make a mill before and all that stuff. Why not all re? You know what? I actually forgot that I had a restart here. If I knew I had a restart, I would have called re immediately. I actually completely forgot. I realized after this game, I was like, holy shit, I could have actually restarted. It would have saved me so much trouble. But yeah. So, what do I think here? I think, okay, he's for sure going to be up faster than me. I need to make something happen on land. And maybe try to keep my fish alive as long as possible. So that was like desperation moves. But then again, food eco is absolutely terrible because of my whole situation, right? And he sees my barracks immediately, so he's just going to wall up. At the moment, everything feels like, oh boy, this is terrible. Everything is going wrong, right? Have to mill the deer. So at this point in time, it's like, okay, I know I'm gonna lose water. I can try to make a fire ship, maybe see if I can buy some time, keep my fish alive a little bit longer. And I need to try and make something happen on land. I didn't really succeed in any of those. I kept my fish alive quite a bit, that's gotta be said. But yeah, my militia here do nothing. I upgraded my arms as well, and there's no entrance to his base. He did a good job walling off. I do manage to keep my fish alive a fair bit though. This guy is buying some time. Well, he's just idle there. I'm pulling them to the side so they're not killing my fish. My fish is still alive. He is going there now, but still. I made another fire and I even won that fire war. So making those 2 fire ships helped me keep my fish alive a long time, which was very good for me. But yeah, obviously I couldn't do anything with the militia, so I just go here and check out. I already prepare a range in the back. This villager there, I have no idea what he was doing there. It was weird, but I guess he was just like making the dock and then scouting a little bit forward. Could immediately send your scout and a villager forward to attack a lamey scout, stop a lame. Actually, yes, that could be one of the ways to do it. But yeah, the fact that I still have 4 fishing ship alive at 14 minutes was like, okay, thank God. But what I needed to do here immediately was switch to land eco, right? So I started farming. You can see if you compare, he doesn't even have a mill yet, while I have 5 farms and the berries are almost out. I'm also eating deer. So I knew immediately that, okay, I'm gonna have to, I really have to make my land eco better than his and take some sort of positional advantage. At this point, it's all about me now transitioning to Castle Age without taking damage. I knew where his army was, I knew where his archers were, so I wasn't too worried here. My fish is still alive. I still have 3 fish ship working. That's actually huge for me. They collected probably 300 food more than they should have. 200 maybe. And yeah. I just wanted to now maybe wall up a little bit. I thought I would hit Castle Age faster than him, because I transitioned my food eco on land really well. Also the deer obviously gave me the food, so... Considering the circumstances, I was really happy that I was able to go to Castle Age. And take it from there. I think this is a mistake from him. He probably expects me to put more pressure, since I am so far behind, you know. So I reckon he made those scouts because he saw my skirms earlier. I just made like 2 skirms to defend against his archers. So he wanted to catch me off guard here, which he actually does. I don't even have fletching yet. But even here, I make a sneaky dock and I managed to keep 2 fishing ship fishing for a while. So it certainly helped a lot. But yeah, this is really bad for me. So my mindset right now is, okay, I'm gonna hit Castle Age first, most likely. And I need to make it matter. I need to take an advantage either economically, militarily, or positionally. My first thought is, okay, I'll try to keep the middle. I'll try to put pressure on his base, have map control in the middle. That's gonna be my initial plan. Then I run into 3 skirms, which are counter units, and 4 scouts. I'm like, ah, shit. So I leave my skirms here to take the damage, and I try to escape with my archers. This guy as well, I'm running him to the side to try and buy time for my archers. Just trying to save as many archers as possible. I'm gonna hit Castle Age, I'm gonna have freaking 3 archers. It's terrible, 4 archers. I was expecting to have like 10 archers hitting Castle Age, so I would have crossbow. So again, this also another thing that went quite terrible. I didn't quite understand why he knew he was hitting Castle Age earlier. Can someone explain? Because I developed my food eco so early, and I also were here with my militia, so I knew he wasn't taking his berries earlier, which also means he didn't have a mill, which means he didn't have farms. So I was expecting to hit Castle Age faster than him. So my Castle Age was really fast. It was like 19 minutes something, even though I was lamed and didn't have that much fish, right? He finally takes my fish here, so, but that's it, that they lived way longer than I anticipated. And now it's like, okay, let's drop 1 town center, try to develop economy, and try to put some pressure on land. We obviously now have Bodkin Arrow, we have crossbowmen, so we have technological advantage. But Yo again does a good job defending here. He drops towers and he has skirmishers. So I'm trying to micro here and get some damage in, but see the villager count now. He has 12 more. That is including fishing ships though, and his fish boom is now going out of control. He took my dock. He has 9 fishing ship, Japanese fishing ship. And again, he has enough to defend here, like by far. So I still I'm in cast stage. Let's try the micro bits. Let's still try to do something. I have 2 TCs up. Let's add the monastery, pick up the relics in the middle, add a second range, get some numbers. I figured, okay, if I can just kill more skirms, then I might be able to have a bigger army count in Castle Age. I see 2 stables here. That surprises me a lot. Not only because, I mean, he has fish, so it makes sense that he goes food-heavy army. But I thought, okay, I will have monks. I will potentially have a lot of crossbows. This could be good for me. So I was kind of happy to see the 2 stables. But obviously, I'm looking at the score and I'm seeing, okay, I'm 700 score behind. This is not looking great. But I make a decision soon that turns out to be really important. Again, he runs into there, but I see elite skirms as well, and then it's like, oh shit, I need siege. I cannot fight this. He doesn't have +2 armor yet, so I try to micro a little bit. But yeah, obviously I'm still not feeling great about my position. If you look at the score, does not look great. I'm defensive, I'm being pressured, I'm open on the bottom side because you cannot wall that. So for me this game was all about, okay, map control through the center, keep army lead, and try to just slowly grind my way back into the game. If you see the villager count now, it's not that big. I have more villagers, but he has fishing ship obviously. But he added 3 TCs, and obviously still fish booming and doing a lot of military. He still has a huge lead here. So yeah, also pressuring my gold here, he is. Which was annoying, but nothing I can do about it. This is actually a really clutch moment here. I just reacted fast. I started running away, but actually I realized that he was not patrolling. So I could have fought earlier and probably killed 2 units. I think this is pretty much when I decide, okay, you know what? The only way for me to ever come back into this game is I need to go imp fast, and I need to take map control through the center while doing, maybe adding more economy behind that. But I needed technology advantage, I needed map control through the center, I needed some way to actually take a position where I can buy time. Because I'm never going to compete with him economically. I'm always going to be behind in some regards. So I need to find a way where I can buy myself time to survive, pretty much. And you can see I'm not making villagers. I've idled my town centers. I've decided, okay, TCS are idle, I'm going to imp. So I need stone for a castle, and that's it. And I also cannot take a single bad fight here. If I take 1 bad fight here and lose... When I say center, I mean like the center on the land, yes. If I take 1 bad fight here and lose my crossbows, I'm dead. We got a good mangonel shot there. It's pretty much as simple as that. If I take 1 mangonel shot to the face, anything, I'm dead. I needed to keep my army alive, I needed to hit imp and get Arblast and keep map control. Do you feel stressed in this game? I wouldn't say I'm stressed, I'm just focused on my target, right? I thought I knew what I had to do, and I knew I just had to I knew what my task was, if that makes sense. Some nice micro here with the relic. I got to steal the relic. I think we killed this Mangano without losing ours. Nope, we lose ours as well. A little bit unlucky. But yeah. I saw his castle go up there as well, so it was like, okay, it's now or never. I need a forward castle. I need to trap this kid down and keep the position in the middle. Again, Alaric is Mr. Yo. This was actually really scary. If he shot as I dropped his castle, I could have lost it. I see his castle here. I do some good micro there, and again, I needed his castle. This was win or lose. He does a nice target fire there, but again, I was able to do well. And we got a kill up there as well, so this pretty much guaranteed that, okay, this castle will go up. But you see the villager count now. 59 vills to 94. We're not looking great here, still. But we're on the way to imp. And we have a standing army of pretty much 30 Arbalest hitting imp. 2 more ranges. I mean, you only need wood and gold to make Arbalest, so that was fine. But even now, we're 40 villages behind right now. Would you had micro like yourself in that position? Of course. 1 second. So this kind of explains why this game, to me, was the most challenging one. First of all, this decision to go imp, like I did, was 100% the right decision, and probably, in my opinion, 100% the only way we could come back in this game. Secondly, every single fight in the middle here was so tense. There were mangonels, there were crossbows, there were skirms, there were knights. One single bad shot could have killed half our army and lost us their position. Which makes it be a situation where a single mistake loses us the game. Now we have trebuchets out faster. We have technology advantage and military advantage for now, but obviously we're super far behind in economy at the moment. So again, our whole plan right now is keep developing economy behind this pressure, keep holding our position, keeping the position in the middle, while forcing him to defend in the middle. If this becomes an open game where he can attack on the right side, attack on the left side, we're gonna lose 100%. We needed to force this into a 1-point fight, like only in one position. That's kind of what we did here. This was actually a risky move by me. I don't think I had to go in here, but I just felt like I needed to do some more damage. He hit Imperial Age as well, so it was like I still felt like I was really behind here, which obviously I am. He has 40 population more than us. I do think Yo did anything wrong that allowed you to win this. I don't think he did anything wrong. I would say the only thing he did wrong probably was adding the scouts in feudal age. He could have had a slightly faster cast age time. But yeah, we get 3 chips, we'd win the castle war. So, okay, we have a position. We have a castle, he does not have a castle. We have a decent standing army. We can work with this, right? This we can work with. So next, you can see as well how I focus. I wanted to take down, normally people just unpack and go to the next target. I wanted the siege workshop gone. I didn't want any mangonels to pop while my army was there. I wanted to make sure everything was under control. Step by step. This is pretty much like killing him with a spoon. Not a knife, not a fork, this is a spoon. So we wanted to slowly chew our way back into the game. You can see I added a 3rd town center as well. So I did identify the fact that, okay, I have a position, I potentially have time to build my own economy behind this again. Yo said his big mistake was going light cav instead of onager. But he doesn't have light cav at the moment. I'm not sure, it must have been a later point then. So again, this is just like, you have to, we have some good micro here. We have to just eat away at him, right? We cannot dive too deep in. We cannot force the issue. We lose then. We have to take every single small advantage we can at every single location. Small advantages mean picking up 3 units here, taking out 2 siege workshops there, taking out 2 archery ranges, taking out the archery range, every single small tiny detail. So I am spending a little bit more time on this game, but that's because this game, again, to me was such a difficult game, decision-making wise. Now I knew his skirmishes was coming this way. I was expecting him to go all the way around, so that's why I'm rushing up the castle here. But he actually decided to go straight through the middle. So my reaction to this is getting some mangonels out, making my own skirms, because I knew he would dive into my eco here. But the fact that he went there also means that he gave up some ground in the middle, which means we can now push a little bit forward, because we know his army numbers are in our base now. I took out 2 siege workshop here as well, which obviously I didn't want any mangonels or onagers potentially popping right next to my army. Why not attack the middle island now? There's always the chance for him having demo ships, and I didn't want to take any risks with demo ships here. You can see now there's a 40 population difference still, but positionally we have control in the middle. Again, like we're taking out a lot of buildings with our trebs, we have mangonels. He still only has skirmishes as defense. This was a nuisance though, obviously. Idle a lot of our economy, an economy that already isn't great. We are still 35 population behind in villager count. I have seen lately that you tend to use more towers to secure your position forward instead of castles. Is this a conscious decision or just made on the fly? I disagree with your statement. I don't really use towers to secure my positions forward. I don't think so. If you're talking about Hidden Cup, then that was purely made... Those towers are purely made for trying to bait people. So yeah, I will clean this up eventually. Obviously, again, idle a lot of stuff. I had to deal with this, but we're crawling our way back here. We're still 40 villages behind, but we're actually holding, and we're actually making this into a game. Score is getting closer, so I'm getting more optimistic. Still have our trebs alive, which was very important. We have enough stone for another castle. But like at this point, this is a game again, right? We know that we have map control. We know that he's gonna start developing to the sides. So this was definitely a game again. Next step for me was finding out, okay, what's my next transition here? What's the right thing to do? Needed another castle, which here was, in my opinion, a perfect castle. It could launch an attack towards the center, which could be fair for him. And it also kept control over the frontier where he has gold and stone. So next thing for me was, okay, I know he's relying on water. Let's try to get some water control back. And onagers was something I really wished for. Because onagers in these choke points and these fights would be huge. Take out another treb. Again, you'll see now how, like, I'm not immediately jumping onto the next building. We're gonna sit there, we're gonna take out the archery ranges. We're gonna take out wherever we can. We're not forcing the issue anywhere here. We're not in a rush. It's all about grinding our way back. And you know what? We have score lead. We have score lead. Who the hell would have thought? I never anticipated getting to this position. So obviously I started to feel super optimistic. My population was looking healthy. My economy was getting better. And we still had a winning position, positional advantage in the game, I would say. I took a really bad shot there and just like, okay, let's not throw here. Let's not throw here. I actually do a big mistake here, which I don't notice, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. But yeah, we're suddenly looking healthy. Also, this suddenly surrounding his island with some water helped a lot. Did another TC here on the gold to secure the woodland and the gold here. But I'm gonna lose a lot of vills here as the game goes on because I don't realize he's raiding. I'm losing all my trebs here, I think. He has capped rams, his trebuchets are taking my trebs out. So yeah, it was a little bit sloppy by me. Kind of a bad fight. But we at least deal with his forward pressure here. And like I said, we have pressure on this middle island as well. And score is jumping for us. Again, another super safe castle. Just make sure we keep the position. And force him to defend here, really. Onager is in now as well, so that gave us a huge advantage as well. Super happy about that. His Onager upgrade is coming as well, but we had Onager for a while. Now just snipe his trebs, keep the advantage, and take it from there. The fact that we were like approaching pop cap was just like such a relief for me. And yeah, fish and chip are still worth it at this point, probably dropping fish traps instead. So this is what I'm talking about. This is kind of a throw by me, the way I don't react to this. I honestly didn't notice, which makes sense. We were fighting here constantly with onagers, skirms, everything. Ooh, we had a big shot there. But he's killing a lot of vills here. Just look, 10, 15 vills. Even more here. Now I realize, and I'm like, oh shit, so much blood. So my villager count is suddenly under 100 again. I was like, oh Viper, don't you throw this, don't you dare. But yeah, I still felt good about this. Started doing some Yasama towers. Just to keep more position here, and we had water control as well now. And now it's like, okay, we have done enough. We are controlling the front. This time, let's focus on the middle now. Let's get him off this gold and secure the game. That's pretty much what we did. Since we had water control, I didn't have to worry about the demo ships anymore. So obviously right now, I'm feeling very happy about my position. While he is working on taking back the middle, I cleaned up the left side, the gold middle, and all this stuff. Again, Yosama towers helps a lot here. Start dropping towers here to secure this as well. Adding a light cub myself because we have a very healthy economy too now. We took some big orange shots here, but it's okay. It's okay. We're fine. Yeah. So now I'm just gonna keep fast forwarding. But I hope hope this shows and explains how like the decision making had to be spot on here. Micro had to be spot on. And like I said, it was just like the slow creep to get back into the game. You know, I had galleons as well along the shorelines, shooting down the woodlands. But yeah, hopefully that explains as well why I found this game to be so difficult. Mentally, decision-making wise, and how tense it was, because every single micro encastlage here could have been a loss. One mangonel shot could have killed us. So it was just super tense, but yeah. I think like the big thing here as well is you see if you look for his wood lines. This is the only wood he has right now, right? And we are taking the wood in the middle. We are in the map control. So keeping the control through the center turned out to be key. And that's also kind of what I thought after playing with Nilly. So yeah. But like the key there was, I had like 55 vills. I idled my town centers to go imp. If I kept making vills and kept booming, I would have lost 100%. So yeah, that meant this was such a relief, because if I lost this game again, we would have gone to a 5th ace game, which could have been going anyway, right? You never know for sure. So winning this was such a relief. I was really happy about that. And obviously that brought us to a semifinal. I thought I was playing Hera here. I thought this was Hera, firstly based off server. We were told we were going to play at East US. To me, East US is, every time I'm playing East US, it's against Hera. And I thought, okay, I'm playing Hera again. I did not expect it to be like Fire or Dogao, because it was a semifinal as well, right? But then again, it's Hidden Cup, so I could have maybe thought further than that. Let's jump in. This was the semifinal against Dogao, who was Emperor in a Barrel. Again, I thought this was Hera. And the way he talked as well before the game, during the game, I still thought it was Hera. So I was quite surprised to find out that it was Dogao. Well, realized it was Dogao, rather. But yeah, we have a really good map here. Good woodlands, easy to wall. Woodlands are forward, which could be punished, but still easy to wall and all that stuff. So yeah, I think did we lame something there? Not sure, I don't remember actually. Yeah, this game as well was quite straightforward, I would say. I just used a good map for what it was worth. I scouted his gold being exposed, so I just wanted to wall up, bring this into a Scouts War, which I was expecting. I was expecting Hera playing Scouts War. I was expecting that, so I was like, okay, let's just bring it to a Scouts War and take it from there. And Hera is very good on water as well. Even after a water game, I thought it was still Hera. So yeah. So the activity here also felt like, okay, this could be Hera. He was so active with his scout all the time. He's trying to put pressure and all this stuff.
What a pro. Awesome stuff. Smile.
Ravrao89 with a €5 donation. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. So yeah, I felt like okay, I have a really good economy already developing at home. Good map, fully walled. I'm safe. And I was taking good initial trades with the scouts as well. Even the micro here from Dogao was really good. So I thought this could still be Hera. Quick walls were good, they were on point. Micro was good. So right now I'm still of the opinion that this is Hera. But yeah. Not too much else to really comment on here. This turns into a macro game. There's also some micro points with the range units where I thought, okay, this could also be Hera. But yeah. Did you know Tata was in another semifinal? I had no idea until I watched on the stream. I knew I met Cotton Khan in the final because Robo told me while I was watching the stream. So I could like look at my opponent. But I didn't know who Cotton Khan was then, or who he was playing against in the semifinal. So he's being active here again. This was very confident Usher play. I was like, okay, well, still feels like Hera. Of course, like I said, I still felt really confident. Thesis up. I did ballistics really fast. I wanted to chase his crossbows and get some damage done. Again, still felt like this was 100% Hera. Here is where I was kind of a little bit like, I felt like Hera would have reacted way sooner here. He wouldn't let his units, villagers, take this many hits here. So, but I thought like maybe it's just semifinal nerves, whatnot. Who knows? Also here, micro here is still good, solid. It's just both of us microing against ballistics. Not really too much to say there. Mark OP, thank you for the €7. Hi, hello to you as well. Again here, good micro. Nothing that didn't said it wasn't Hera yet for me. This TC is a little bit weird. I don't understand or like that town center from him. But yeah, it's what it is. I added a third TC as well in the front for my sake. I added a third archery range. So I wanted to make sure I kept map control. Again, good micro by him here. And we're gonna see now why I thought this was still Hera in the micro here. Did you see Lyra's games and why he lost? I watched most of the games, yes. So right now he has 19 archers, I have 18. Right now it's 17 for him, 18 for me. He's doing a really good micro here with this crossbow right there. You see him running back and forth? This is a Hera move. The way he just clicks back and forth, back and forth. I started microing instead and like clicking the units after that, but that was also, to me, a very Hera move. So I was like, okay, this is still Hera, right? But yeah, from this point on, we're just in a better economy position. We have a couple more villas, we probably have better economy upgrades. Positionally as well, we are fully secure with our base. Again, we're gonna get some good damage here. We're fighting here on the front, so this timing of this coming in was really good. Because we're both microing on the front here with mangonels and crossbows. And then at the same time, I'm getting villager kills here. He does react in time, right? But we still lost a few vills and still I'm on the gold as well. Both of us killing mangonel there. So why Lyra lost? Because Tado played really well. Yeah, another set of idle time for him. We now have a 16 village lead. We're looking towards Imperial Age. I wanted to go for an aggressive castle here, but then his army came in there and was like, okay, a little bit too risky. So let's just do a defensive castle. We actually did some good mangonel micro here. But yeah. We're on the way to Imp. He's on the way to Imp as well, but look at the economies. We have 20 more villagers. And from this point forward, took a good mangonel shot there. He killed our mangonel, but we killed like 5 skirms, so it was worth it for me. Looks like he's preparing ram. No, this is all in ship play. I do a cheeky move here where I build a treb here and I immediately queue this treb up. There. Like I shift clicked it there and then to the town center. Because I knew there was a town center there and I knew all the focus was here. So I imagine there shouldn't be army to defend this. So I can probably sit on the hill and just treb this down. And that's actually what's going to happen while I'm just building up a solid army here. So I have trebuchet here. No units whatsoever. There's a treb sitting on the hill, taking out the town center. And now TC is gone. We have prepared light cav, so we just come in here and raid and kill a lot more villagers. He's trying to put on pressure here, but it's right next to a siege workshop of ours, so that's super risky. And I didn't scout with the treb. I had already scouted here, so yeah. Again, this is pretty much where the game is over. We have a huge lead. We're raiding his eco. He's not really gaining ground here. He did destroy our castle, but no progress here really, so yeah. After this game, I still thought that this was Hera. I thought Hera was just confident in his islands play as well and would pick islands against anyone. So I thought this was Hera still. Yeah, it's not really too much else to say. And then game 2. Islands. Again, islands. I love islands. I tend to have good results in islands. So I was like, okay, I don't mind. Islands, I like. But he has a really good approach here. An underrated approach. I don't like my map here. I mean, the woodlands are nice and close and cozy, but it's hard for me to expand the economy and town centers. Would you ever consider this as Nikov? I did not expect this to be Nikov, no. We're doing some deer. Like, he has a really nice base in terms of like town center. He has a lot of good spots for TCs. Obviously that has nothing to do with why I lose this game. Our dock is really nice as well. We have really good fish here. He has really good fish on the right side. In hindsight, looking at this, I think the fact that he makes like 5 fish and ship gives away that it's Togal as well. But obviously, I didn't know that at the time being. Also, DE pathing here kind of frustrated me a lot. We'll look at that in a bit. It's just he just goes like I would expect Hera to switch into galleys, so the fact that he plays full fire galleys here is surprising to me. I also went a little bit too greedy to Castle Age, like a little bit too fast. I think I could have justified staying Fuel Age a little bit longer and make more units. But yeah, we'll see. So I just opened 2 fires, a demo ship, and then 2 more fires, and then I switched to galleys. Well, he's playing full fire ships here. We have a demo in the mix here, so we already like applying pressure. At the same time, we're switching into land eco already. He's doing the same. Yeah, I'm not really able to get any kills here, and the demo ship kind of doesn't do much either. So it's just like, okay, I've scouted him. Let's go back and group up with the rest. And I would like to come in at a later point. Again, I already have made my galley switch now. Market is coming up, blacksmith is up. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna sell some stone and get up. Actually, yeah, I sold 100 stone. I think he sold both 200 stone, right? Yeah, he sold 200 stone. He's still going full fires. We're still up slightly faster than him. So at this point, I felt, oh damn, my castle champ is gonna be sick. Felt super confident. We have a great trade there. I have my galley switch, so it was just like, okay, this is looking great. Then he comes in with all these fires. Again, there, I don't know if you saw that. I'm not stopping there to shoot him. I'm clicking back, but my galleys, when they get attacked, they stop by themselves, which is super frustrating. We're gonna see more of that later. So I just want to bring my fires back, help with the fight. And now we have a better army, we have a better composition. This should be good for us. Obviously he has, the thing here is, we're fighting on my base now. He still has 5 fishing ship working super nicely. But we're gonna hit Castle Age slightly faster than him. Nice demo here as well, let the fire finish the job. This is a really good move by him. He's preparing 6 fire ships on that side, he has 5 here to surround me. And at the same time, he hasn't added town center, we add 1 TC right away. It's about equal right now, but this is where it becomes annoying. I mean, this is a really nice move by him. I thought, okay, I'll just micro towards the front, kill these 2, and then I can just run on that side. But there's it, I didn't stop there. I shot this unit and then I wanted to move further to the right. But the guys got attacked, so they stayed there for some reason. Again there, I micro that, that's fine. This one, I didn't stop. When they stopped that one, that wasn't me. This is me. That's me as well. That's not me. Wait, no, that was me. That's me. Never mind, that was me. There are more situations here where they stop. Okay, not anymore. But yeah, I got melted there. So really nice move by Togao here. But at the same time, I was getting frustrated because my units weren't obeying me, I felt like. But he does a really nice move here. He adds a second TC. And he still just makes full fires because the fires will allow him to buy time. And the thing the war galleys are supposed to do for me here is win the game in Castle Age. Not win the game, win the water in Castle Age. I don't have water right now. I have actually, he has 6 fishing ships still. I haven't killed a single fishing ship. And his fires are still keeping me away. So the way he responded to this was great. And as you can see, he's on the way to Imperial Age. This is highly benefited from the fact that he has 6 fishing ship alive. And what am I doing? I have 200 food, added a 3rd town center. And my whole transition here is just going to be way slower than him. And like again, he still has all his fishing ship working. He has a ton of fire ships. And his... I was thinking he might be on the way to Imp. But I was hoping it wasn't. So when he hit Imp, it was just like a... Damn, shit. It was a little bit too fast for my taste. You didn't think it was me because I lost on islands? Well, the guy is a great islands player, water player, he has always been. Yeah, I thought like, okay, well, I imagine I have more builds than him, which I did. So I'll just go to Imp, I'll make a lot of docks, and then try to fight my way back. What I didn't expect He said he had so many fire ships that he would be able to take my docks out. To the extent that he does. One dock gone, he took my university. It just became a point of like, why am I even making units here? The docks are going down so freaking fast. And it was just like, damn, I just invested like 1,000 wood here. And it was all for nothing. Then I was like, okay, well, shit, let's try to come back otherwise. I still have more vills than him, but the position now in the game is way in his favor. He's already preparing chemistry, so he's preparing for cannon galleons. He has a barracks in case he needs that. And he's just in firm control here. I still wanted to try and play on a little bit in case my eco was actually way better than his. Which it isn't really. But yeah, I never really got up and running here properly. Someone just bought H2DE through my channel. Thank you very much for whoever did that. How does one best prevent from getting landed on islands? By winning water, probably, I guess. Scouting a lot. So yeah, at this point the game is over. I'm just trying, because I still have resources, I still have a decent population. Never hurts trying, but I kind of knew already that I was losing. Especially when he has cannon galleons out. And I thought this could still be Hera. I was still thinking this was Hera. Yeah, I mean, this just goes on a little bit longer. I tried to hold on. He doesn't have Bracer here. So he took a fight without Bracer, but now he has Bracers and he has way more numbers. So he just now continues to fight because he knows that he's in a winning position and I cannot keep up. So he played this one great and I would not be able to take this wood long term as well. There was just no point of no return here from me. I was not satisfied with my performance on this Islands game. But yeah, the guy played great. So the 2Ts he fast imp by him. Again, he kept his fish alive, which was the key. That's probably let's say at least 500-600 food extra than he shouldn't have had, which is almost an Imperial Age. So I should have been more aware of that. He killed half of my fishing ships, but I did not kill any of his. So yeah, he had a 30 easy as well. It was a really good game by him. He did really well. So I'm frustrated here. Freaking lost islands. I'm mad. So we enter what's gonna be cup. Let me try and think about the draft. Don't know if I remember the draft. Thumbring does not affect ships, no. Guys, I need to get some more to drink. My throat is still dry. I keep coughing. So give me a quick minute here and I'll be back. I apologize for the break. All right, apologies. So yeah, like I said, I still think this is Hera. What confirmed it even more for me, in my opinion, was when he entered Cup. I was expecting a Vikings pick because I thought it was Hera, and he went Vikings. So yeah, I was still confident it was Hera. But this game as well, there were some question marks for me during this game, but I wanted to do the same strategy I did with Celts in the previous round, which was barracks first into drushing his fish, right? I also wanted to scout, maybe I could get away with a lame. I found one sheep. So I was happy about that. He has a really tight and compact map here. The thing he does here, which surprised me, was he didn't actually make a dock. So I was figuring maybe he was just reacting to my drush, which he was expecting already. I think he saw my villager actually. Yeah, I think he saw me collecting 10 extra gold. So he probably expected the drush by now, and he sees the barracks as well. So I actually figured out, okay, he's not actually making a dock. I scouted everything, didn't see a dock. So I was like, okay. What do I do now then? Yeah, so I was okay, let's try and drush his eco then. But he was fully walled everywhere. There was not really anything I could do. But I still felt good because I dropped docks behind this. Didn't expect him to do a counter drush, so that was clever by him. He idles my fish a little bit. I just figured, okay, let's just send my militia back so they can help at least and do something. Got some damage there, so I was sure I would win the drush war. But yeah, we have 4 fishing ships there, and I also drop a dock in the middle here to fish on the right side. So at the moment I'm feeling really good economically. I wanted to go fast to feudal age. I could have idled, like, prolonged my dark age here and gone straight feudal age, castle age, but I figured safer approach is probably to do faster feudal age and react to anything he does. Just wanted you to know I discovered you on YouTube prior to hitting Cup 3 and just signed up for Mixer to donate. Thanks for keeping me sane during quarantine. Reagan9969, dude. Thank you very much for 5 numbers. Welcome here. And you're welcome. I'll keep providing content while we're all in quarantine. So yeah, I'm just safely walling up my whole map, adding a range blacksmith. I knew he was going archer range. I scouted out my militia. So I just wanted to make some skirms to defend against potential archers while keeping water advantage. And at this point, I feel super confident. I feel like we have this game not in a bag, I wouldn't say that, but we have a really strong positioner. Just gotta avoid mistakes, pretty much. Perfect timing for the skirms as well, to counteract the archers. He's fully walled too, so there's not really too much we can do except keep map control. Now, obviously, the reason why they pick Vikings on this map is because they want to do longboats in Castle Age, right? That's the main key. Vikings do have great economy because they get free wheelbarrow and all that stuff, but the main reason they pick Vikings is because they want longboats. So my thoughts was just to like, okay, let's try to prevent him from actually getting water. Now this villager up here, I wanted to make a second dock to get better fish, but I couldn't justify spending the wood on that. So it might look like a villager going to do a tower or something, or a sneaky zero shop or something, but actually I just wanted to make a second dock, but I didn't have the wood. I couldn't justify spending the wood. So yeah, here as well, this just confirms what I was thinking. He wants to get the castle age and do longboats. And he's trying to force his way onto water with a tower. But I figured, okay, well, I can still make war galleys, right? So I just add a second dock, keep making galleys, and he cannot make docks. Like, this is the only area he can make docks. So I figured I can still keep map control here, and it should all be good. Still felt real confident. So yeah, I knew he had a lot of archers, but I didn't really think archers would be a factor in this game. Again, we're just patrolling here, trying to keep control. We realize he's now making the docks. We're gonna see the second dock. There we go. Then it was just, okay, let's keep galley production, get our eco running. And we already have 3 TCs on the way. He has 1 TC and trying to go multiple docks to get longboats. So eco lead is gonna be huge. Yes, Mellow. I had a hard time telling Doubt and Yo from one another. I guess that Yodit and Alric were Doubt and Yo, but I didn't know which one was different. Which would be the major difference? I don't think Doubt would play Spanish in Hideout. So maybe Civ picks, Civ map draft. But yeah. So yeah, we already know that, okay, 3 longboats are out. This is fine. We have way more numbers here. We're fine. We're completely in control here. Eco is great. We have map control. We have fish. He only is down to 2 docks. But the thing is, oops. The longbows produce really fast, and he's already got 4 in this one, he's got 6 in this one. And I'm not expecting him to commit this heavily. So the fact that he keeps making them inside the docks was actually a huge surprise to me. We're gonna have a big moment here where I know he's coming in through the walls. I have already prepared Mangonel. And at the same time, he's gonna release here all his longboats, and was like, oh wow, shit. Suddenly he has way more units than I do. But at the same time, he's coming in here. So there's a lot of microing going on right there. At the same time, his crossbows are coming in. We're gonna get some good shots. Really good shot there. Second good shot, and we're gonna get a third good shot as well. So we pretty much negated this whole land eco, land pressure with that. But he did regain map control in the middle, like this. That was obviously not ideal for us. We did not want that at all. But if you look at this, he invested so much that he doesn't even have a second and third town center. So he's doing his second town center now. And we already have 3 TCs running. We have 72 villagers, 78 villagers to 48. So we had 30 villagers more. I can still look at the score and be like, yeah, this was a huge investment for him. We should have a huge lead. And that was the case. Now he wanted to get water here. That's obviously the last thing I wanted. I didn't mind him having water here because the goal is in this lake. So this was, for me, the key now. Make sure he doesn't get presence there. We're on the way to Imp. He's dropping a castle, trying to get docks there. The sound of this. They know they make that sound when they're shooting. So obviously get some docks there, but I was like, okay, I'm on the way to Imp. I should be able to just upgrade galley, fire ships, etc. and we'll still fine. Get trebuchets, we take out his castle, etc. Just step by step. Still feeling fine. We have a huge eagle lead. Man, that noise when you're playing in fast speed. Oof. So yeah. Even now I felt like, okay, this game is over. Look at the score as well. His goal is super exposed. We're just making Cavalier behind this shortly. While I try to get some presence here as well. We have relics as well. It was gonna be very hard for us to throw this game. Get some magnificent Scorpion shots here as well. Preparing stables, preparing Cavalier. Scorpion dominating. Killing all the crossbows. Full map control. There's not much he can do here. The final blow is the Cavalier raid coming in there. And our militia! Still doing work. So yeah, I mean, he has 2 of his golds here. So yeah. Again, I thought this was Hera still. I thought he went Vikings. I thought he didn't dock because he expected this and kind of was reacting to me. Still expected that it was Hera. So yeah, it was really hard for me to judge. So that put us up 2-1. And then we're entering a Bay game, which will be a Mongol war. Again, this game told me nothing that it wasn't Hera. If anything, I still thought this was Hera. Actually, you know what? We fucked up here. That's actually game 5. We forgot to play it in the right order. So this was actually our 4th game. This was supposed to be game... Wait. Oh yeah. They casted this in the right order. But we played this as game... Wait, no, I'm wrong now. So, this is supposed to be game 5. Apologies. Slopes was supposed to be game 4. We didn't realize. We played this as game 4 when this was supposed to be game 5. But yeah. So okay. Again, so what was my plan here? If you look at the water here, there's not too much fish, right? Can you play this game online? Yes, you can. There's not too much deep fish. I get some laming here. I get 1 sheep of his. So to me, this was like, you know what? I think it might be worth it to just let water go. So this was never casted. No, this was still casted. It was just casted as game 5 instead of game 4. Slopes was always game 4 in the semi-sun shift. So yeah, my approach here was thinking, okay, I might just let him have water, and then I'll just take the deer and try to put pressure on his deer. Because, I mean, there's a ton of food here. There's 9 deer. They have 140 food each. So that's always going to be my approach here. You can see we're up here. He was up slightly faster than us. I wanted to make 1 fire ship still. Probably should have been a demo ship, so I could try and snipe his fishing ships. But yeah, I went for the fire, which was a mistake, probably. But yeah, I actually have a lot of idle time here. I watched the recorded game afterwards and this was like, how did this happen? They're idle for way too long. Look how long they're idle. That was actually a huge mistake. So one of the things that crossed my mind was, okay, I confirmed that he has 2 dogs. Very happy to see that. And then what I wanted to do was wall up my base. I wanted to make a spearman to go and kill his deer. And a stable to make my own scouts just to do some pressure on land while I take all the deer on my own. And of course transition to land eco really fast. This worked out really well, way better than I anticipated. I got so many kills here, which I didn't expect. I thought he would kill more than himself. I get so many kills on the deer here. And that really surprised me. I didn't expect that I would get this many kills, so that actually puts him behind a lot. What I also was expecting Hera to do was transition to Castle Age and straight into Mangudai. So I thought he would take stone and do a castle first before town centers. With that in mind, I was anticipating him to... There's actually a hole up here that I never realized. I swear I clicked inside, but they didn't go through anyway. They went as if it was walled. There's actually a hole there. But I don't think that hole would have made a difference anyway. Emperor in a barrel was Dogao, after all. I always thought it was Hera. So he has 8 fishing ships now. Obviously that's huge. But I think having the deer is more important as Mongols. And I was right in my prediction that Hera would go for Mangudai first. So my idea was, okay, I'll get the castle age faster, I'll do 2 TCs first, and then I will transition towards the castle. I already have a stable because I made fuel pressure. And there's still a ton of deer on the map, so I can keep some sort of map control with stable units while I boom behind it and then transition to the castle age later. As you can see, I do 2 TCs immediately. What does he do? Castle immediately. He's adding TC as well, but he also spent a lot of time here actually taking stone. I didn't expect it was Dogao, no. I only started expecting it was Dogao when I watched the cast games from the quarterfinals and the round of 16 and round of 8. So yeah, we also find out there's more deer there, so we just move our villagers there. We just take some steady fights here, keep map control in the middle. Well, again, we're booming. We're taking stone heavily now because we want to do our own castle. But obviously we're in no rush. We're also trying to collect relics, and pretty much we're just trading well. We're on par, if not ahead, on economy. Keep in mind he has a lot of fishing ships, and the fish is kind of out now. So these 8 fishing ships aren't as efficient anymore. So yeah, I felt like we were always in a better position here. Now we do our own castle as well and get 2 converts and kill a couple of Mangudai here. So I just felt like, honestly, that we were in firm control of the game from start to finish. It's not really too much else happening here except us making some... I think we do a really good move here as well. We mix in some Step Lancers soon, which is not a unit you would expect. And a lot of people might think this was a misclick. But I realized we're always chasing these units, and I just need something that is guaranteed damage. And Step Lancers have the extra range, right? So mixing in a few of those would be pretty much guaranteed hits. Instead of them like clumping up on each other and only like 1 or 2 units hitting them, we would have a couple of units from behind that would have range as well. And those Step Lancers actually prove to be a lot of value. If we see the chase we're doing now, the Step Lancers, if you watch carefully now, the Step Lancers are actually going to get some hits in, even though in theory they're not close, right? There's a hit from a Step Lancer, there's a hit. There's a hit. They have 8 damage per Step Lancer. There's 2 hits, 2 more, 1 other hit. So the value from these Step Lancers here was actually insane. Another hit, another hit, another... Okay, not yet. Another 2 hits, 2 more hits. So the Step Lancers actually did so much work for us there. We're on the way to Imp. We have great economy, full land eco as well, not relying on water in any way. We have Mangudai on the way. We have great economy. We have more army, I would say. Military about the same. This is also a good fight for us. We are Imp now. He just clicked up. So we have 2 castles in the front, 3rd castle, Elite Mangudai on the way. He's also going to try and drop a castle there, but we actually go there. So we denied a lot of time there. Again, I just felt super comfortable and confident throughout this whole game. And this was actually game 4. According to the settings, this was supposed to be game 5. But we actually forgot. So yeah, again, we just forced an issue with the traps. Delaying this castle. We have full map control, took down a castle. I think we have 4 castles of our own now, adding a 5th. And military as well, we have a big lead. He has to switch into skirmishers. And that's never a good thing in Mongols War, because if you have skirms and the other guy does not, then he has a way stronger armor than you. And we also have a great food eco. You can see how much gold we have as well. Starting to mix in stables to prepare for Hussar. See, we're already doing the chain body armor and forging. So our transition would have been hard counter for his skirms anyway. Yeah, I just found my approach to be way better. We're taking a really good fight there, even though he has skirmishers. So our approach turned out to be way better, where we have land eco and land control rather than fighting for water. And watching your videos has made my early game improve so much. I'll keep watching you, and maybe in a year you'll play in ranked brackets. Any general advice from moving to from casual to competitive? You're also the first person to say my name correctly, like the US president. All right. Honestly, the best way to improve is just play a lot and watch videos, watch streamers, watch YouTube, see what people do, and try to understand why they do things instead of just copying them. But in general, just play a lot will be the main thing. Thanks for the 500 members. FKNX, thank you for the 4-month resub as well. I appreciate that. So yeah, like I said, again, I just felt like I was in firm control of the game throughout the whole game. And see, we have castle up there as well. So we have, what, 6 castles now? We have the gold on the top side. So I figured in this map as well, keeping land presence would be way more important than actually controlling water. But yeah. So this was actually the 4th game. This was supposed to be game 5. So on the stream of T90s, you saw this game, and that's it for the series. After this game, he wrote to me in the game, like before we started game 5, which is Slopes, which should have been game 4. After this game, he wrote to me, "You're playing great, man. I hope you take it." And I thought it was Hera. But yeah, it was Dogao. And Dogao apparently thought I was Hera. So yeah, that was an interesting one. Very interesting one. Both of us thought each other was Hera. So, Slopes, Indians War. This game, this was also one of the maps where I hadn't really played much, so I wasn't 100% sure, but one of the main differences you can see here is I go immediately for a mill and get the Indian fishing bonus working immediately. He goes for a lumber camp, and so his fish food is going to be later. I'll show you, like, I'm going to compare the achievements in about 2 minutes. I'm going to compare the food income of both players. Let's do it at like 16 pop. So 1 more villager. We check the stats now. Economy. Not that big yet. Oops. Oh god, I'm stupid. Let's jump back in there. Apologies. Let's compare it a little bit later. Apologies. So you can see there's 9 deer on one side, and then there's shorefish on the other side. So why Mongols and Indians were probably the civs that were viewed at as the go-to civs here. But as you can see, we made villagers and sent them immediately to the shorefish. And he's sending villagers to the shorefish now. I'll compare the food income around, let's say, 18-19 pop. Should be a better estimation. Let's wait, once both boars have run out, I'll compare the food income. Let's try now. Look at the food income. 200 more for us at the moment. Wood is about the same. It's all because we went to the shorefish way sooner. Maybe we have dropped off some boar food here. Let's see once the boars are out. On the way to fuelage as well, obviously, because we can afford to, because we did get that food earlier. So once this boar is gone, I'm going to compare the food again. Did you intentionally lose an island so they would think you were Hera? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, both boars are out. Let's see the stats. Now we have about more equal, but I have more wood now. Still think going for the shorefish first is way better. Both of us go for similar approach, scouts opening. I'm fully walling myself, stable on the front, barracks next to the shorefish, so we can actually provide some protection there. He's choosing to wall in the whole thing, I choose to make a spearman. But besides that, we're fully walled. Or are we? We're not. I thought this might have been closed, but to me it's obvious. I should have known that it wasn't closed. So we're just both active with our scouts. I'm just running around. He's fully walled as well, so there's not too much for me to do. But once I realize he's in there, it's like, oh shit. Oh shit, oh shit. We need to do some quick walls. I will lose one villager, I think. Because it was slow with this wall. I should have just dropped the gate there, but don't think I had the wood. That's why I had to go for the walls. So we'll lose one villager. It's fine, you know, I still felt like, okay, at least his scouts are inside my base now. I can actually kill his scouts now. I have a spearman, I have my own scouts, so they cannot do anything anymore. It was just, okay, I will kill his scouts and we're fine. Then it's all about transitioning to cast sledge and taking it from there. I'll be slightly faster than him to cast sledge. We're already up there. We're done with the shorefish pretty much, so I want to go away from there so I could keep him safe, so I could use my spearmen to be aggressive. So I used 2 spears here to defend them, and now I brought them with my attack. And now we're gonna have another fun thing. To me this is obvious, this is open, this is clear, right? To me this is clear. That's because of the way they're not positioned next to each other. So I go there and check, he doesn't have villagers there anymore, and then like, oh, well. Right now he actually writes, yeah, he writes 11. To me this is something Hera would do, potentially. Especially a Hera that has kind of realized that he's sort of losing. He would just try to take it with a smile. So I was like, well, this is still Hera, right? Great quick walls here as well. Good reaction by Dugao. Again, who we thought was Hera. So yeah, at this point as well, it's still an even game. This doesn't give me anything yet. Of course, annoying for him. Of course, he has to quick wall and the villages are inefficient. But it's not like we have killed many villas yet. For some reason he doesn't repair this. He's doing now, but I still break in here somehow. So again, he's busy dealing with this, right? Same time, we're breaking through here with our own camels. We still have 3 spearmen here with forging. So now it's just like, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice the scouts here. Force his camels to be busy. Same time, we're in with our 4 camels on top here. Kill 1 village on the farm. These spearmen are killing the camel. And his wood line is now exposed. So he's out of position with his own camels. The villagers are dying. We still have 3 spearmen here with forging, which is a lot of damage output. Lost what, 3-4 vills? And then our SC here as well, he's open there. I was like, oh, okay, that could be 4 more villagers. Yes! Again, this is not enough to wall, because still I get in. I will just use this guy to buy time, and then these. And he actually went back with those lowish prevails. So it's like, okay, well, more free villagers. I'll take it. And this guy as well. And still we killed those villas there too. So villager difference right now is 11. And at the same time, we have 3 TCs at home, all are running, and great economy. So after that move, it was like, okay, this game is over. So it's just like, let's add a monastery, play it safe. And I thought the only way I can lose this now is by an all-in from him. So I would like to add pikemen as well as the game goes on. We actually get some great trades with our monks as well. He's gonna start hitting our houses here. I think I get 1 conversion quite fast. And now you can see as well that I'm gonna start doing pikemen upgrade and add barracks. There's another barracks. So I'm preparing like to avoid actually dying to a all-in. I think I get a conversion here or 2. There's 1. Delete it. And then he's doing a big mistake here. His camels out of position, his monks are going forward. I can run in and I snipe the monks. So quite unfortunate for him, but yeah. Not sure about the numbers here. We have what, 14? I also converted 1 more camel in there and almost killed that. No, I converted 1 and I killed this monk with that, so that was very convenient, obviously. So he has what? He has 16 camels. I have 14. So he does have more. We've already started our 4 barracks pikeman transition. And we still have a over 10 villager lead. So now it goes to me, okay, I'm just gonna go Pikeman, I'm gonna do a Battering Ram, and then I'm gonna go to Imp and transition to Camels as he counters our Pikeman. We got a lot of villager kills here as well because this is exposed, no villagers to defend. And yeah, it was just like, there was no way for us to lose this game without making huge throws. We have a fun moment here when he's gonna build a castle. I'm sending my pikemen on the castle and they just stop by themselves. It's super strange. But this is just pressure to buy us time for our Imperial Age transition. Pretty much. Doing a great trade here as well against the camels. Not sure why he took that fight. So here, my pikemen, like, it's so weird. Suddenly they all stop. I don't click stop button here or anything. They just suddenly like they group around the castle. I didn't do that. It was so weird. But yeah, he cleans up my pikeman. He's gonna go for a counter castle attack, but I'm already preparing my transition to Imperial Age and heavy camo. We're doing a castle on the front here as well, which obviously is like a third of his population at this point. Heavy camo's on the way, and we have another fun moment here. His coverage is going up. Look at this. It was fun. This was fun on the stream. My villagers are there. My villagers are in the corner here. He knows I've been taking gold there. My villagers are hiding. He's looking. Where can those villagers be? Oh, he turns! He turns! One freaking tile. And I'm actually running after him because I thought, okay, he has left. Then I see, oh shit, he's back. So back in the corner we go. So that was quite nice. We have camels now ready to deal with this though. Heavy camels on the way. I think I idle everything to do Imperial Camel right away too. Yeah, so we already have Imperial Camel on the way. And the game is like, there's no coming back from this. We have the hill here to trap everything from. So he calls it. Again, after this game, when Robo asked me who did you play against, I still said it was Hera. I thought it was Hera. Because the Gao played really good. There was just these small things that went my way. And the Islands game as well was very impressive. So yeah. But yeah, like I said, this was supposed to be game 4, so we did it in the wrong order, but yeah. That means we have only the final left. So as you can see, I played the semifinal the 17th of March. And 22nd is when I played Hera, or Coach and Khan. I thought Coach and Khan was leery after watching... I thought Coach and Khan was leery for a while. I realized after a while that King Sancho was Coach and Khan. After the round of 16, I thought Coach and Khan was leery. And I wasn't 100% sure which one was Hera. I thought Coach and Khan would be leery or Hera, but I thought it was leery actually. But that was purely based on the fact that I thought I played Hera as Emperor in a barrel. But as I was watching the series being casted, I slowly switched away from that. And it was like, you know what? Actually, the Emperor in a barrel wasn't Hera after all. I kind of could tell after a while that this wasn't actually what I thought it was. Did you know who Doubt was? I had a feeling that Yodit and Jean the Maid was Tato and Doubt, but I wasn't 100% sure. But after watching the games and how it all played out, I was leaning towards that. Before the final, I had a quick... apologies. I had a quick... I had some ideas for how I wanted to counter Hera's Mayans play on ravines. So I had a discussion with Nili and Tato about my approach and everything. Like my ideas of how I wanted to do things and what I wanted to ban, etc. So I had a little quick tactical session with them before the final. And yeah, that was it. When did you find out Toga was Emperor at the reveal? No. I slowly realized it was not Hera during watching the casts. And then I think after the semifinals, I think Debbie talked with MBL. And MBL said he lost to Hera, to Dugal. Then it was like, oh well, then it's obvious, since he knew. So yeah, I wanted to go Aztecs on ravines to counter his mines and take it from there. As we're gonna see, obviously it was the final. I was ready to give it everything. I was ready to do whatever it takes. And I need to specify. Yeah, I did ban Vietnamese because I wanted to. Like, everyone was not sure if Saladin was me. So I was like, okay, let's ban Vietnamese. Let's do it for the fun. For the memes. But yeah. T90 asked me twice. We had a conversation twice during NAC about laming. I told him, laming, like, games are always better without laming. That's something I've been sticking with forever and always said. I always think laming makes games worse. You always have better games if both people have all the resources. And I told T90 that, and I also said I don't think laming should be allowed unless you can block it or do anything to it. And they went with laming being allowed, and well, you gotta play with what it is. So, first game, I was thinking about what to play here. I went with Chinese because they're just overall solid. I was also thinking about mines, etc. I was expecting mines pick from him. But I figured, okay, I'm gonna go Chinese. I feel comfortable with Chinese. They're a really good civilization overall. So yeah, I was feeling fine about playing Chinese against Mayans. I was thinking he might pick something else than mines as well because he's been playing mines on ravines, but he did go for mines here. So yeah, I got all my resources. I was happy with that, so he wasn't able to lame me. And I'll show you the moment where I felt like, okay, I'm gonna play well today. The moment is happening right here. His eagle is coming in. And I was like, okay, let's trap this guy. It was like, okay. I pulled this off. So immediately it was like, I realized, okay, I am gonna play well today. That's usually when I can tell if I'm gonna play well or not. Is how smooth small micro moves like that is. And since that one went so smooth and like everything was just like, how to say it, it was instinct. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like I could just feel it, you know. You can tell that you're gonna play well sometimes. I gotta say as well, I also don't think Hera had his best day. It might have been early for him as well. I think Hera can also play better. That's also like as well. When I apologized to T90 in the interview, it wasn't an apology like, oh, I'm so cocky, yeah, sorry for 4-0, you know, things like that. It was purely that I felt bad for the tournament because the tournament was so hype, everything was awesome, 50,000 viewers, and then the finals at 4-0. Just like, it's a little bit disappointing, right? So I just have to make sure that people realize it wasn't meant as a dig at Hera or anything like that. Yeah. So yeah, killing his eagle as well, it was like, okay. Actually, he walled in my scout, but he left too low HP on the gate that I was able to knock my way out. And I knew he was drushing, obviously. So I figured, okay, normally I would go scouts here. Let's just fully wall and go archers. His drush is not going to do anything, or militia, or men-at-arms, whatnot. And I will just be able to transition to archers and great economy behind this, which is exactly what we got away with here. We also have deer there. It's just like I don't drop 2 ranges immediately. I do 1 range, 2nd range, force color, all the eco upgrades. So it was very economical focus without any idea. So I didn't want to show him my archers either. Like, he doesn't know what I'm doing right now. He doesn't see the range. He didn't see my archers. He doesn't know what's coming. So I hid that, and again, I was just doing a very methodical, slow, steady approach to the whole thing. I got house terror, which was annoying. That was very stupid of me, but yeah. And then I figured, okay, his militias are there. I might as well lead them there, and then we go counterattack because I saw he was fully walled. I didn't see any archer range. I didn't see any blacksmith, so it was like, okay. I'm not sure if this is a straight into plumes, straight into eagles, or if he's hiding ranges behind the walls. It was just like, okay, let's just be aggressive. I don't know what's he gonna do. Here as well, I'm not sure what he's doing yet, right? I have a feeling this could be plumes, but I don't want to dive in here without knowing, in case he's like also trapping me with skirms or something. So I send my scout in first before I send my archers. Then I see that he actually retreated from the gold, which was then like, okay, he did not have army ready to deal with this. See a tower on the stone, that was a big tell that this is plumed archers. I tried to, so the reason I don't dive in here is because I see this villager, right? He has a tower, he has a villager on the top, he has a villager on the bottom. A lot of people here might wonder, well, this has 6 HP. This is destroyed. Why don't I just run in with my 6 archers? This is Hera we're playing against. This is a guy that is very likely to pull off a quick gate, and potentially trap from the right side as well with villagers in the tower. So I thought me running in here would pretty much just be donating 7 archers to him for nothing. That's why I didn't dive in here. So what I rather figured was, okay, let's just take whatever is guaranteed damage, we'll fall back, we'll idle farms, we'll control his gold, and transition with what was our advantage, I would say, which was map control. We had a good eco. He wanted to probably TC this, so that's why he's deleted there. The timing there was really bad for him. We were putting pressure there as well. I realized here he's making town center. I saw his villagers move up, so I knew there was a town center coming. I added a stable because he went Scorpion. If he went Mangonel, I would not have... I added a stable anyway. But I probably wouldn't have made Knights unless he was making Scorpion. So at this point, I'm feeling super confident. Kept him off gold, delayed his castle. We have full map control, we're untouched at home. We're adding 2 theses immediately, we have pressure. Gonna do a forward siege workshop, we're constantly denying his wood lines. Yeah, he went for TC first, which I think is the right approach. TC and Mangonel. But yeah, still this crossbow there being annoying, keeping villagers of gold, even microing it back and forth, just buying time, being annoying as he drops the castle. I think I was pretty much on point as well with the micro here. Whenever the Mangonel came into vision, I moved away. You can see here, Mangonel comes up, crossbows pull back, then I can move in again here. His Mangonel comes down here. I know he's going to target fire, so I didn't move forward at all. Then I'm going back here with the crossbows on the top. Or we bring our own Mangonel there. I think it was just very methodical, very clinical, very determined play, you can say. We have a good Mangonel trade-off as well. I think we're doing some really good micro here as well inside this base. It's very close to him calling it. Obviously the villager count isn't that big, but when it comes to efficiency of villager difference isn't that big. It's getting bigger now, but when it comes to efficiency of units and how they're working, it's way better for us. So we have a huge lead there. So there's a Mangonel popping, right? I see it. He's gonna target fire in the front, so I go back. I go back again. Now this is the mind game. Does he think I'm gonna go forward? Does he think I'm gonna go back? Does he think I will stay? He will have to make a decision to target fire. Now I expect him to expect me to go back again. So he's gonna target fire behind me, and I just run out again. So it was a little bit of like mind game there as well in terms of predicting the movement of the Mangonels and such. And this is where he calls it. Dave said you wouldn't dive right in there. I felt confident. I felt really good about this game. I felt confident, so yeah. Yeah, we have 3 TCs running. Great eco behind this. Full pressure, full map control. He has a castle, but barely has plumes. Doesn't even have Bodkin Arrow. So I think it was a very justified GG by him here. It's not firing snowballs. It's firing... This is like... I'm using a mod that is called More Visible Mangonel Fire. Makes it more clear where they're shooting. So that's pretty much it. So that was game 1. Obviously, killing his eagle kind of made the whole difference there. He lacked all scouting intel. And from that point on, it was kind of under my control, I would say. But I still think our pressure and play there was really good. And then there's High Tide. This game, this is after restart. First game we played High Tide, he restarted. Because I lamed the hell out of him. Now, these are snowballs. Where are snowballs? Okay, well, I don't know. So the reason I'm going so heavily for laming here is because you remember the game against Mr. Yo. The game against Mr. Yo, he lamed the hell out of me, and I realized how freaking strong that is. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna find my sheep and I'm gonna go lame again. And I tended to notice that resources often spawned along the left side, so I always wanted to follow the path of the shallows here. And obviously, as you can see, there's a boar and 4 sheep there. We were highly successful there as well. Still won versus Yo after getting lamed to hell. Yeah, we did. So he finds the boar, but not the sheep. So he found 2 sheep. I actually didn't know about these sheep there. That was lucky on the way back. We took the boar. I was thinking he might come here and stop this. I wanted to hide the sheep in the corner. Then we find 2 more sheep. But then I realized, okay, he's probably going to try and cut off my boar, so I can probably send these along the road. But yeah, like I said, laming isn't really possible to stop. You cannot deny the boar. It's actually not possible. So the boar was kind of guaranteed in here. I bring this as well in so he can take it back. And then he finds 2 of our sheep. But, you know, we're quite lucky here. We go to scout our map. We found the sheep back. I knew this boar was going to go. I thought I wouldn't be in time to get that. So that was fine. I felt happy, of course. I still blamed 4 sheep and had everything else. So it was super good for me, obviously. It's Persians against Japanese, by the way. I went for Persians here because I wanted to go Japanese on cup. And I think Persians are good here as well. So it was pretty much just a planning further into the series. I think Japanese are better on this map. But I wanted to use Japanese for cup. So his reaction to this is going for land aggression forward with men-at-arms. If you see my fog of war here, I see a scout coming in at some point, don't I? So I know his scout is there, and I see the deer running. So that's why you see I switched my wall. Instead of the wall here, I switched my wall to further back, because I know the deer are running, so I'm expecting this to be militia probably and villagers. Turns out there was only villagers to begin with, but yeah, still I knew immediately what was happening. I tried to make a trap, but that didn't work. I was already walled on the bottom side, so that felt good. And it was just like to counteract with his towers. I have stone in the back there as well, so even a tower here wasn't really scary for me. Being a barracks as well. At the same time, water. I'm a little bit sloppy here. I let him do way more on water than he should have. But his land aggression is pretty much nothing here, so. Taking stone as well to be safe. And then it was all the transition to land eco that we had to get going as well. Because you can see him. This is a similar situation where he already has multiple farms while I'm just transitioning to berries. Which was similar to me and Yo. But yeah, we had added 6 fishing ship. Again, he had water presence, which was bad by me. I didn't know he added a second dock, which he will do soon. I let him be on water for way too long. So I'm not satisfied with that, but still kept my fish alive and did decent there, so it was alright. Then it's about the archery range, transition to castle age. There's the second dock coming from him. I think we had a third dock there just to improve our fishing. We're obviously in a great position. We have 13 more villagers, including fishing ships. But I'm not happy with my land presence. I didn't see any more follow-up from him. So I wasn't sure if he was actually making land units. So I figured I'll just do archers, we'll sneak them through, just go and see what's up. And for some reason he's not even fully walled. I don't know why this isn't walled. This walled and this, for example, I don't know that. It's so risky. I don't have scouting intel, so I don't know where to run. So I go up there by mistake. If I just went straight to the left, I wanted to avoid potential town center or buildings that was here. But yeah, if I just went faster, I would have gone straight to his gold mine way faster and done damage. But yeah, still good damage, of course. We're idling everything. He was up to cast stage before us, similar to how we were up to cast stage before Yo. But of course, this is a lot of damage, a lot of idle time. Forces a seed workshop. There's no pressure on land for us either. It was all about getting water control once we realized he had committed extra docks. And we're able to do that, so I still felt like in a really good position. Especially with the crossbow presence as well. We had a stable as well, monastery, TCs, and from this point forward it was just like a pure macro game really. It wasn't too much micro to be had. It was about economy, positioning my crossbows, all that stuff. He's adding a 3rd and 4th town center. He has mangonels out, so we want to just apply pressure through the center. So what I wanted to avoid was that he got a position similar to how I got a position against Yo, right? So that's why I'm also heavily continuing my focus on stone, because I want to be able to drop castles in the middle. I want to be able to make sure I have middle presence and don't end up in the same scenario as Yo did. He also has 2 TCs super exposed there. And we get some really good mangonel trades as well here. I want to do a good target fire here. You know his mangonel is there, so we just go to the side and then target fire. His mangonel is down. And then we do combat of 4 castle. I could probably have gone way more aggressive with my castle. But safety first. We already had pressure with... we already had so much pressure with mangonels here that I felt like I didn't need to have the castle in range of everything. The mangonels does this, and then the castle just keeps my position. So you can see we have a big village lead, population lead is huge. And I also wanted to avoid being caught off, like, I didn't want to end up in a situation where he suddenly had like Arbalest, like 15-20 Arbalest hitting Imp. So I wanted to add more stables and go for Big Knight playing Castle Age. Simply to like just jump at any opportunity to kill Arbalest or crossbows and to kill economy. So I was going for a Castle Age, heavy Castle Age push here. But as you can see, it's doing so much damage already. The villager difference is huge. And there was not really too much else for him to do though. I call it a classic Viper safe castle. Yeah, it was. It was. But yeah, we were in a really good position here, and also we have a lot of fish here with gill nets and everything, so I was happy with this performance as well. Of course, the laming helped a lot here, but it is what it is. I was happy with how I played, regardless. I'm gonna run and pee quickly, guys, and when I come back, we're gonna look through the last 2 games. Apologies. All right. Hashtag wash your hands. Hashtag stay inside. All right. So obviously we were up 2-0. Laming went. The last 2 games were real smooth. Pretty much everything went right for us in those 2 games. Then we're entering game 3. This is the cup, and this is where I wanted to save Japanese for, right? That's why I didn't use Japanese for High Tide, because I wanted Japanese here against his Vikings. And again, my strategy is no secret. I want to go for barracks first, control the water with militia, and take it from there. This map as well, the laming or like the scouting is fortunate for us, and the whole situation. He's a little bit greedy here. He wants to lure deer. It's not overly greedy, right? But usually you, yeah, I don't know. This is fine, right? He's already got a scout there, so it makes sense that he tries to lure his deer. And we're fortunate here with our scouting, because we go there and we find this boar right away. It was like, okay, well, I cannot not take it. It doesn't make any sense to not take it. So I'm already doing my barracks, preparing for my drush. He's coming there to try and stop it. But as I already told you, it doesn't really work to stop the boars these days. It does go here though. I like immediately it clicked for me. Wait, I'm gonna have a barracks, I'm gonna have a militia. There's a big chance I can stop this if I just manage to buy time for the militia to come out. I think he does a little bit of a mistake here in the way he's pathing. Like the pond here probably messes with him. He takes another hit there, and then he like goes up and then down again. So he messes up a little bit there. But here's like, okay, which also buys me time to get my militia out. Here I'm just like, okay, let's block the boar, and then the militia comes in to hit his scout, and he will have to leave. So again, the whole early game and the whole situation here, just everything went smoothly, everything went perfect for me. And then he's doing so he's trying to wall in his dock to make sure his fish cannot be touched. think someone did this in the quarterfinals as well. So I kind of was expecting this to maybe happen. But he only has one villager. He does have Loom though, but still can't really stop it. So again, everything worked out perfectly for me here. I got his boar lamed successfully. I denied his boar lame. His scout now has low HP, and I was able to deny his dock and his fishing ship. So I didn't deny his dock, but his dock couldn't be used anymore. So yeah, this must have been super frustrating for Hera right now, indeed. I got a scout there as well, so it's just like, just kept my advantage just kept growing and growing. At the same time, we have a dock here, we have Japanese fishing ship with that fish faster. We put a dock on the right side, so we're fishing in both lakes, and we're gonna fully wall and be safe at home, while we have full presence and full control of everything he's doing. So right now, everything was just like, okay, I was just like mind blown about how perfectly everything is going for me. Wants to wall me in there or something, but yeah. So for me right now, it was just like pretty much insane how everything was working out. He actually goes multiple docks here and goes heavy in this pond, which I wasn't expecting him to do. I was expecting him to put a more focus on water when he hits Castle Age. So the double dock galley play was a little bit surprising for me, but I was still just thinking, okay, let's add our own second dock, but let's focus on economy still. Let's get to Castle Age. Let's take it from there, use our advantage that we have, because we had still fishing ships fishing. But yeah, I wanted to add a second dock and sorry, and control it from there. But yeah, I didn't expect him to add this many galleys. That's why I'm forcing him to third dock as well. I thought I could actually control him with just a fire galley, like one dock fire galley. I expected to be enough at first, but since he added a second dock, I kind of forced my hand. I also made a fire ship and a galley here to like keep some presence in this water. So yeah, this is gonna just become a micro war kind of. I'm trying to save my fish. Obviously, I'm not successful in that. But I figured, okay, let's just mass galleys. I have 3 docks, he has 2 docks. Let's just mass galleys and try to get to cast stage faster. Now his cast stage time is pretty much the same as ours. He's a little bit behind us right there, but he does use the market, I think. Rushing up a market right now. You can see his food right now isn't really ready to go to Castle Age. So he rushes up the market, and then he's gonna sell probably 100 wood and 200 gold, I would say. Let's see. Right now we're microing here. He's not using the market yet. Now he used it. So he bought 100 food. So he's gonna click up now. And we're pretty much ready to click up as well. So pretty much the same castle time here. Slightly faster for him. But galley numbers are 7 to 10 at the moment, but we have one more extra dock. He wanted to dock the middle pond. We reacted to that, saw it immediately, so that was perfect for us. And yeah, pretty much just a galley fight in Castle Age, but I still feel like we have better eco, obviously, because we have the fishing ship. Yeah. Did you intentionally auto-scout at this point? Did I auto-scout at this point? Yeah, I put him on auto-scout a while back. So it makes sense. I think I was up here when I put him on auto-scout, but yeah. So here we have some good micro. We have 10 against 10 here. But our galley micro is definitely better here. We kill 2 for 0 here at the moment. Quite an important point in the game, actually. Whoever kind of benefits from the micro here kind of pulls the lead, right? So we killed 3 for 0 so far. And when he hits Castle Age, I want him to keep microing, obviously. So I have numbers lead right now. I want to take the advantage while I can. We both have the same upgrades on the way and all that stuff, so yeah. I don't think this matters too much at this point. We're both doing upgrades, and then like no one is going to be able to completely outnumber the other one. We obviously had slightly more numbers. We do ballistics right away. But at the same time, TC number 2, TC number 3. He has TC number 2 as well, but no third TC. And we win that fight, and we win this fight, so now we're in full complete control again. He's trying to do a 4th TC, 4th dock. And from this point forward, it's just like, okay, this game is just going perfect for me. I'm in firm control. I add more fishing ship. Actually I added let's say, what do you call it? Volley? No. I added fishing ship in between the galley fights. So I actually hit Castle Age with 5 extra fishing ship. Doing some nice micro here, but still, we have the numbers and we just don't lose this. And again, we have 3 TZs working at home. All that stuff. He did come in with some archers here as well, but we reacted well to that. And had everything under control there as well. Even in here with our 1 archer and 2 skirm, super annoying, but we still got it, right? Setting up 4th TC as well, trying to catch up. I will do a bit of a... I drop a castle there for the fun for the stream. I hope they would catch on to it. I mean, at this point, I felt like the game was over. So I dropped this castle there. Like, I'm not gonna build this castle there ever, obviously. I was always gonna build it here or there. I just dropped it there so the casters would be like, what is he doing? You know, all that stuff. I was never actually gonna build it there. It was just for the memes because I thought the game was over anyway. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna hit Imperial Age quite faster than him. I'm gonna start making Osama Towers as well on his golden woodline on the left side. It's not up yet. He just clicked up now, but again, it's just like, it's already too late, right? There's not too much he can do from here. He will call it as soon as we hit Castle Imperial Age. We're gonna have Treb advantage to take down his castle and all that stuff. And yeah. It was just, again, like a super smooth game that I honestly couldn't believe how perfect everything went for me. I was very fortunate with the scouting running straight into the board, etc. The timing for him counter-laming and my militia coming out was perfect. Like I said, it was just so many small things that went my way, and it was pretty much perfect. We have 4 TC as well, so yeah. So, that meant I was up 3-0. Obviously, I was feeling great here. Yeah, I do think Japanese are best civ there. Are you going to stream tomorrow? Maybe, we'll see. And then it was the 4th game, which was Slopes. Again, in my opinion, Indians clearly the best civ. I knew he picked Incas in the semifinal. Taro told me that during our meeting. But even though I knew that, I didn't expect Hero to go Incas. I thought he would never take that risk. And I thought, okay, he's gonna for sure make this an Indians war. So seeing him pick Incas was just like... I honestly think Incas is a bad choice here as well. I think I can see the appeal and I can see the potential. But I think the fact that there's 2 sides to this map makes the Inca push even worse, in my opinion. So yeah, I didn't expect him to do that, yet he still went for it. So yeah. So I felt like, okay, well, this should be a 4-0 then. I just have to make sure I react accordingly, I react appropriately, and that I don't... The thing is, if you make one poor reaction to the Inca villager tower rush, you can die. It can snowball out of control. I think the reason no one played Japanese, besides me there, probably is because they wanted to use Japanese for other maps. Like High Tide, for example, Japanese is clearly the best there as well, in my opinion. And they can be good for other maps as well. So, like I said, he scouted with his eagle. He was scouting my top side, so he was like, okay, he's definitely going to push my shorefish because I'm Indians. He wants to take me off the shorefish, makes sense. So I'm already preparing my wall on the right side because this is where I expect him to come. Then I'll finish the wall on the bottom side later. That's also why I keep my scout in this region, because I want to make sure I know where his villagers are coming. So we keep our scout in this area because we're expecting him to come forward, and there he is. Immediately, reaction for us. Okay, let's get back with the villagers. Play it safe. Can you play it without afterwards? He just went online. Maybe, we'll see. There's some nice quick walls there, and then the pressure is coming in as expected. Hummer Spaceman, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the channel. I did go for stable opening still. So again, since I knew he was coming to the top side, I was like, okay, let's just mill the deer. There's still a ton of food here. We still get that. We still have our berries, and then it's just like... actually, it took some time here to count the tiles to make sure I was in perfect range, so he couldn't hit my villagers behind. And then it was just wall on this side, by time, by time, by time, prolong, delay, and take it from there. This one was surprising to me. I'm in range there and I can hit him from the other side, so that was very surprising to me that he went for this tower. He does get it up, obviously, but it didn't make any sense to me. He also comes forward with villagers here, I think, to kill the deer and potentially kill my villagers, but I have enough tools to defend here, so it's gonna lose all the 3 villagers there. And this tower is down, I still keep this tower alive, so again, perfect situation for me at the moment. Villager count, I'm 5 villagers ahead. And it keeps growing, right? 6 villagers now. He has still no sign of progress here. And that's what I mean, like when I'm saying that as long as you just react properly, I don't think Inca Villager Rush should work on this map. And then it's this, he's not walled here. I'm gonna get 4 villager kills here as well. He messed up the quick walls there, and yeah, all 4 vills died. So we now have an 11 villager lead. It's like, I'm like, well, the game is over, right? The game is over. Then he comes with like 12 villagers here, and I'm like, holy cow, he brought reinforcements. And like, I realized I left a gap there, and it was like, oh shit, he's in. And from this point forward, it actually gets a little bit scary. Will you upload this to YouTube? Yes, I will. From this point forward, it kind of gets scary. And I'm on stone here, but I don't have stone. I actually think I killed this tower there. So I hit it with villagers when I had like 6 HP. So I think I might have destroyed it. Then I'm like, okay, I need to buy time for me to get a tower. So I had to take some fights with the villagers here. I think he loses 1 villager. I think I lose 1 villager. But that's about it. I'd want to try a counter tower there, but it was already too late. I still stuck with it for a little bit, but I realized, wait, this is a bad idea. So I deleted it and run. Then it was just like, okay, well, whatever. I should still have a big villager lead. My early game trades went amazing. So let's just abort. Let's fall back to a position where we can start buying time again, similar to how it was up there. Actually, I forget about these fills. I have 4 villagers in this tower, sitting there forever. We also have 2 archers here, which are going to help. The tower obviously going up there. Again, this tower by him I found to be overly ambitious. I did not understand this tower. We do finish fetching ourselves, and again, this is just an overcommittal by him. This is like a desperate move, where it's like he has to do damage, so he has to keep pushing, but this is definitely an overcommittal. And we deal with that fine. Our economy again, we still have a huge lead. I make another tower there just to make sure he cannot proceed. He's taking my gold there, so I wanted to make a tower in the pocket there too, to make sure he cannot take all that. We do a sneaky tower there. Send some archers and scouts to counterattack. There's not too much we can do here. We get the tower up there. I'll figure let's just take whatever is guaranteed damage. We take out his mill. Just keeps idling stuff. Again, at this point it's clear that he wants to start transitioning to Castlage. He has so many vills and gold. He wants to probably buy his way to Castlage and etc. The issue for me here is that this is my whole food eco that is safe around my town center. That's 4. I cannot take the berries. I have to reseed my whole farming eco. But obviously I still know I have a huge lead, so it wasn't really a problem. But yeah, I also was in a situation where like I just made this farm. It was like, rather safe than sorry. Get rid of the farm, let's get walls up. Also wall this in later, and then transition to Castlage. But yeah, at this point again, I still felt like by the way, I escaped with these 4 vills. I sent them to my TC, so I saved them. We have a 9 villager lead, no 11, and both are on the way to Castlage. I know he's going Eagles. He actually makes a move here that I don't understand. At this point, I'm like, I know he's gonna make Eagles. Again, that he doesn't want to fight there. But I know he wants to make Eagles. I have bloodlines on the way, maybe not, maybe not. But either way, I'm preparing my arms. Obviously, second barracks. I make 2 archery ranges because I want to go cav archers, long swords. And I'm gonna sit here with my scouts because I know he's gonna release at some point to fight my archers. And I just want my scouts to be a part of this fight. So I'm sitting here, waiting, and then he comes out, and I get cost-effective trade with what are useless units at this point. I'm killing what, 3-4 eagles? With this fuel-age army that is doesn't matter anymore. TC in the safe area. We're gonna do a TC here as well. Our eco is obviously well. I actually locked my gate, so these villagers are idle. That was a mistake on my part, but we fixed that. And then we have long swords, we have cav archers, so we have units that can catch up to his eagles and can deal damage, and we have the power unit that can kill him straight up in a fight. He's obviously going full 1 TC all in push here, trying to mix in some slingers as well, but he can never take a fight here, while our economy is just going to pull further and further ahead. So this is a 4th TC, we have a TC there, and everything is just safe, right? He's preparing rams here, I assume. A scorpion? Why is that a scorpion? That makes no sense to me. Okay, that's very strange. I did not understand why he had a Scorpion there. But yeah, we just have a huge position here. I scout this tower here, and I'm like, okay, well, let's end the game. Even if he gets it up, there was no way he was ever going to win a fight against my army. Just had 3 seconds with fletching, not really scary. And then we take the fight, and that's pretty much it. So, like I said, it's quite an underwhelming final, all things considered. I think Hera definitely can play better. I played pretty well. I'm happy with my play. I shifted my sleep for the weekend so that I would, since I was expecting to start playing like 9, 10 p.m. my time, I pushed my sleep and I started waking up like around noon, like noon, 1 p.m. And then Robo asked us if we can play like 3 p.m. my time, which was very early for me as well. I tried to make the games start later, but Hera wanted to start early because he didn't want me to have a chance to view the semifinals while he couldn't view mine. So, I mean, there you have it. I prefer to play later as well, but I think it probably affected Hera more than me by the looks of it as well. But of course, everything... I know 3 p.m. sounds early, right? But I pushed my sleep. It's a huge final, right? There's over $13,000 for first place. So I was shifting my... Once I knew I was in the final, I shifted my sleep throughout the couple of days before the final, so that I would be ready to play until like 2, 3 a.m. even, if necessary. So yeah, that was pretty much the final. Well, like I said, clean sweep in the final, no one wants that. I don't think the players even want that as well. Obviously, I'm happy I won. But yeah, I felt a little bit bad that the tournament ended like this, because I think the quarterfinals especially were sick. The quarterfinals were amazing. 3-2, 3-2, 3-1, 3-2, I think. So they were absolutely incredible. And then the semifinals were 4-1, 4-1, and then 4-0 in the final. So the last day was a little bit underwhelming, but yeah. Hera said on stream that he lost that hard only because of laming. Can you agree with this statement? He lost that hard only because of laming, yes. Obviously, but laming was a part of the game. He could have lamed me as well. I think the fact that I went straight for laming on high tide is something I identified because of the map. So that's something he could have done as well, right? And identified himself. But yeah, laming is really hard to stop. It's impossible to stop a border. So I disagree with laming be allowed, but it was. And you have to play to what the rules are, so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hera will come back stronger, and it's gonna be stronger for the next event. And who knows, maybe one day he will surpass us in these big events as well. So yeah. Yeah, I stopped the border on the cup, but like I explained, it was very fortunate timing and everything just went perfect for me. So the 2 games where I lamed heavily was just everything just went perfect there. So yeah, that was pretty much my whole review and go through of the Hidden Cup. I'm not sure how long we took doing it. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Hopefully it was enjoyable for you guys as well. Not sure. Like, we can do a few questions there at the end of this video before I hang it up, so to say, this video. Organic Broom, thank you for the sub, by the way. Much appreciated. I still don't understand that they leave things like laming or killing deers, boars, or even scouting the fog of war with buildings in the game. It just doesn't add up. Yeah, I agree. Princess is online. Would you go 2v2? We'll see. Bardin with 1,000 members. Thank you very much. Congrats and thanks for the game understanding and explanations. You're welcome, dude. Hope you enjoyed it. If you both lame, you get the same resources but less scout HP. Yeah. Did Hera have the same opportunities you did to come back from major lame on high tide? Of course, he always had the same opportunities, but he chose a different path. Lithuanians, Bulgarians, or Cumans were not used much in Hidden Cup 3. They're simply the maps. There are always going to be better civs. Simply like that. Is Hera number 2 now? Well, recent results indicate so. Tato told you about the Hera Inca rush. He said he picked Incas against him on slopes. But I still didn't expect Hera to actually pick it. I thought it was just a counter pick, probably against Tato on that map. I didn't expect him to actually use Incas in the final. I was sure it was going to be Indians War. Should Bowler be patched out of the game or just prohibited in tournaments? I think it should be patched a little bit in some way, because it's too easy right now. Are you ever nervous in any kind before a tournament? I'm not sure if nervous is the right word. I'm excited. There's excitement in my body. I can feel excitement in my body. Don't read that the wrong way, please. I wouldn't call it nerves though. What format would be your dream tournament to have? I don't know. Big 1-on-1 tournaments. Were you proud of Doubt's
Brilliant
performance?
strats
Yes.
in HC3, congrats. Catch you in the first round from your Hidden Viper series.
Plasma 105, thank you very much for the $20 donation. Appreciate that. And good job catching me if you knew it was me. What should I have done differently on Cup? Probably be more forward with scouting to avoid laming. And I don't know. It's hard to say. Why not yellow in the final? I had to stick with Saladin, man. Saladin is green. Can you please make a hotkey reveal? Maybe in the future I'll do a video on my hotkeys and my mods. Did your opinion of Dogao strengths improve with this Hidden Cup 3 result? Not really, no. I've always held Dogao in high regard. Scorps are being a lot more used in D, and a reason for that? Not really. I think they're used the same amount. A lot of questions coming in there. I'm trying to make sure I only answer Hidden Cup things right now, because this will be included in the video for YouTube. Did you have a moment where you thought about the fact that 50k viewers will watch your games, and what does it mean to you that the game is becoming so huge? It means a lot, obviously. It's good for business, it's good for the game, it's good for everyone, I think. So it's awesome. Never really crossed my mind that I never really thought about the fact that it will be a lot of viewers. Tato said that the most likely to beat you was Mr. Yo playstyle wise. Do you agree? Maybe. Hard to say. How long have you been full time? Probably like 2.5 years by now, at this point, I think, something like that. I have a question about Cup. Is it a viable strategy to fully wall in your fishing ships, or are galleys too strong against walls? Galleys are too strong against walls. And Morgan 2010, thank you very much for the sub. Welcome to the channel. Are you going to play some more? I will play probably a little bit more, yeah. I actually wore Doubt socks for the final. That's actually true. I was wearing Doubt socks in the final. Can you explain how you do this? Can you explain how do you see you got some advantages in the game? I mean, there are sometimes you find you say you feel more ahead in other matches, but only by the unit choices made in the very beginning, even if there wasn't any fight in the match yet. Mostly experience and just small things you can kind of see and view. I don't know, it's hard to say. I can't really give you a proper answer for that right now. I don't know, Riot and Miguel, I don't know. Would you have wished Jordan was actually involved in this golden age of AoE? I talked with Jordan after Hidden Cup. He called me and asked me like how Hidden Cup went and all that stuff. And then he said, so how much did you win? Like 6,000? I was like, it was like 13,000 something. And he was like, what? And then he was like, Jordan is back. No. So he was surprised. But yeah, he has a lot of things going for him. I think he's pretty happy with his life right now. But obviously I would have wished Jordan was involved. It would have been a lot of fun. Guys, so those watching on YouTube, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this Hidden Cup review. Kind of taking you through the journey of Saladin in this tournament. Yeah, I'm obviously happy with the tournament. That's all I can say. And all that stuff. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys for the very next video. Or maybe Hidden Cup 4, who knows? Maybe I'll stop making videos now forever. Right.